Welcome to the BonkTable Motherfucking Podcast.
And I have my lovely co-host Cassandra with me.
Hi.
Skillen couldn't make it because he's locked in the printing room to get all these new documents out. He died. He's dead. He might have been buried under all the document paper. That's why it's taking forever to get the app updated. The one intern. But we do have a special guest with us, Bryan, who is known as the Dwegfather, has joined us today to talk about Dweghom, the update, the rework, and especially about the Dwipples on the Lost and Found.
Free them. Free the Dwipples.
Didn't you wear a Free the Dwipples t-shirt at Kyoto's?
I did. I'll throw it in chat, so if you want to put it on the
maybe
video.
That'll be the meme.
Yeah.
I don't have to work for this one.
Got it somewhere up here. But yes, I wore a hashtag Free the Dwipples shirt. As I'm pretty sure we brought it up in the other thing we just did. But yeah. Fucking both Leo and Stavro had to like physically try to escape me as I was explaining to them what was going on the shirt. It was a great time.
Just, are you like holding them down? They're like, no!
I had them very tightly by the shoulder.
Oh my god.
I was like, no, where are you going? Hey, hold on. We got some social issues to talk about.
It's like when you were pulling that John Wolf's booth at the round table, just behind Leo.
That is such a fucking painful thing for me to have ever been compared to. Like, why? Yeah, there it is. Right.
Perfect, thank you. I originally, to be honest, that's actually a really good photo. I was originally gonna have like a Pirates of the Caribbean meme where it's like, release the Kraken, but it's like the fucking nipples from Dweghom.
That photo has a real, have you ever seen that? I hate to invoke Reddit, but have you ever seen that subreddit that's like accidental Renaissance paintings?
Really? Yeah. Really?
Where it's just like
that kind of framing?
Yeah, it does, because there's a lot of dramatic incidental action happening in the background.
That's fair. That is very fair. There's another couple of those laying around in the phone camera roll of I originally tried to like make it visible by grabbing it from like the shoulders and holding it up, but then my beard just got in the way. Which is poetic in and of itself, but
can't cut
the message matters more.
Do we know if Dweghom have like a beard thing? Like if you ever cut off their beard or do any like grooming to shorten it? Is that a big issue in Dweghom? Did we ever get lore on that?
I imagine it. I mean, everything pisses them off, so. But yeah. I don't know that.
Hygiene, fuck that!
My headcanon has always been that it just doesn't matter to them. Like, it's just it's just easier to have a beard than not, so that's why everybody seems to have one. But otherwise, it's like, if somebody shaved, they'd just be like, oh, that guy, he's just,
Well,
he just likes it like that.
Maybe they're like so
he gets one on for being notable.
Actually, the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure there are multiple sculpts that are beardless.
Okay, hold on.
Let's go. Among the initiates.
I know the Dragon Slayers have like armor to protect their beards. What's kind of funny.
Well, a little bit. It does come down a little bit past their chest. I like to think that they probably tucked it in behind the chainmail.
Okay, the new Steel Shaper has a metal thing protecting his beard.
Oh no, the beard is metal, sir.
Oh.
Even if you're culturally beard fixated, there are certain jobs that are just like, do you really want a bunch of hair hanging off you when you're working over like some kind of a hot forge or some kind of a stone box with fire in it? I don't know. They seem to do a lot of that shit.
You got
it feels like an OSHA violation waiting to happen, or a DSHA.
My understanding is that it's actually like mostly the sorcerers kind of maybe doing some forge stuff, and then the automata. So maybe like the sorcerer doesn't give a fuck. If anything, the beard maybe is just like extra armor.
Yeah, the flame.
You know what I mean? Like some of them actually have like fucking chainmail over the beard.
So the Flame Berserker art they're using in the document does not have a beard, while the initiates have shorter beard. So it seems like the older you are, the longer you get your beard. The Lost and Found have metal beards, but they are quite short.
Yeah.
Can't really tell on some people because they have helmets on. But yeah, basically everyone has a beard except for the Flame Berserker, who kind of has like a Bane mask. But that guy might have some other problems.
I wonder why. I mean, really, they should have committed with beard markers instead of elemental markers. Let's be honest.
You have to grow.
Complete lore miss.
You gotta play a side game of growing the beard.
I'd win that game. I'm down for this.
God.
Never mind. Yeah,
Which beard?
The beard thing evokes that shitty first version of AOS where it had all the stupid rules.
Oh my god, the look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Or like stroke whoever has the longest. Yes. I still have that book.
Yeah.
What a fucking time that was. The first edition of AOS has pushed me away from AOS, and I've just never gone back or be bothered, even if they've updated it and it's better.
Those fucks got me with Sky Pirate Steampunk Dwarves. So I do have a Skyfleet laying around, but yeah, I haven't played that game in years and years.
I just didn't find it fun. Even with just like auto passing all the dumb rules because we just did that as a group. I was like, cool. I'm good.
I keep hearing that supposedly it's actually like in a really good spot these days. But I don't know.
I'm glad.
The aesthetic is also kind of throws me off because it's very, very high fantasy now.
Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest high fantasy guy.
It's not like, oh, I'm an empire captain getting fucked to death by like vampires and corn demons and whatever else is coming out of the desert and your wife who's coughing.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Without context, it sounds like corn demons. You think like a big fucking ear of corn with like a scary face coming at you. Just
we all know it's like
ready to fuck your shit up.
It's all the dogs, the corn hounds, with spiked collars. That was an upgrade. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just the style of it. I just can't get into either.
It feels like it's a different game than I want to play. Like a big part of the reason why I like Conquest is like because it's the army is kind of the character, and like the stuff that you fill it out with is like you're sort of meant to like get a little personal with it, you know, in a way that war games like GW war games have been moving away from steadily for years now. But AOS now feels like it's like you take your big magic fuck hero guy who's special and important and is named like Chris Stephenson or something, and it's like he's super fucking important, and then you take like just enough guys to like run the game with him. Like it doesn't feel like an army, like it feels like a little like gang or something. Like the scale is just it's just not what I want. It's just not what I want, you know?
I agree.
Yeah,
we play Conquest.
It's very funny to have like, you know, Nagash and the boys. You know what I mean? Like for some reason, this particular corner of the battlefield, like, yeah. I mean, I understand people that like that sort of thing. It does. I don't know. It feels very much like I don't know. This may be like a little bit of a reach in comparison, but I remember watching people talk about like I think it was Final Fantasy 15, whichever one is the MMO for Final Fantasy, as opposed to like World of Warcraft storytelling. You watch World of Warcraft storytelling, your character doesn't exist. They have been some schmucks that happen to be around for years, and they're watching the big names do stuff. Whereas in Final Fantasy, like your character actually does like matter within the lore. So far as my understanding, like that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah,
it is a very different feel.
Yeah,
I want to say old World of Warcraft storytelling, like classic Burning Crusade, Wrath. Classic, it was like you really felt like an adventurer going on an adventure. Burning Crusade, you did feel like it was an actual expansion because it's like, oh, you have a name for yourself. Go into this hell portal and go deal with whoever's on the other side of that. Wrath, it's like you literally show up on the shores of Northrend and it's like, oh, you're the hero of Outland. It's awesome to see you here. We have more problems. Please help us. But yeah, as it got on later, like Cataclysm and beyond, it did feel like all the big name characters were just like Thrall did it, Muradin did it, blah 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 did it, and it's just like, okay, cool.
That I think is the better way to do a story that is going to play out over decades for one person and be really like. So I'm playing, like, I started playing Guild Wars 2 again, and got a bunch of the fucking dolls playing with me and whatever, and it's been a lot of fun. Like, it's a good game, but the storyline, first of all, is like Marvel slop. Like it's pretty rough. Overall, pretty like, yeah, it's rough. That's a great way of putting it.
Like,
but
I did
the problem.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
my problem.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I played it years ago, and I cannot tell you anything about any of the characters of relevance of what their personality was and who they're related to. All I know is that 2 of the tree people were in love, and I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's the thing is, though, over, like, because I played all the expansions and I've done all the stories and blah blah blah, and by the end of it, like, you're the most famous person in the world. You've single-handedly resolved every major problem that has happened across the globe multiple times over, and it's just like, you reach a point where it strains credulity. Like, why wouldn't this person be fatigued? Like, or why aren't they too old to keep going with this? It's like, usually people go through one big fucked up event and that's it. They're either dead or they're spent. Like, nobody is just like. Anyway, so I think focusing, like, on the actual, like, lore characters and centering them in the actual plots, and you're just like a guy who just is there all the time for some reason. Because there are guys like that in all these situations. There's always, when in any situation where really important people are doing stuff, there's 10 or 15 just like dudes there as well, who nobody gives a shit about, who don't actually matter to the story, but their presence is integral.
I need my wall of red shirts.
You know? I would say, too, like, I don't want to... this would be a fucking, like, I would love having this debate in any other context. But I would say, like, you could probably do both. You know what I mean? Because the characters that you're talking about, they've been in the same shit, like Anduin in World of Warcraft. That kid, I don't know how he's not just a psychotic mess. Right? Like, the amount of stuff that dude has fucking witnessed in his days is also just, like, completely absurd. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a question of spotlight and how you want to, include your character in the world,
well, also,
so to speak.
I feel like the issue with, like, MMOs and their storytelling and expansions is that they have to. A lot of modern MMOs are designed as theme parks. You go in, you put your money into the ride, you go to the ride, and you pop out. Very few MMOs are sandboxes. Like, a really good one is, I believe, Star Wars Galaxy from, like, mid-2000s up until, like, 2010, 2012-ish, or whenever it closed down. But that was a sandbox MMO, what was generated and pushed by the players, so they made their own stories through that. Similar to how RuneScape functions. It's pushed by the players. Or old school RuneScape when I used to play. I don't know about now. It's been years. But in a theme park MMO, they have to constantly keep adding stuff and keep going and going and going and going, that they are forced to write themselves into this problem of either your person is the most famous person in the world because you keep doing shit because they have to keep doing theme parks, or you have Thrall, who I know is dubbed as Green Jesus, who, like, you know, gets away with everything. Kind of stuff. Like, you're kind of, as a writer for these stories, you're kind of forced in that sandbox. While if you just had World of Warcraft by itself, like Classic, they were very much free to just kind of be like, you're an adventure, because it never had an end. It was just like, you do raids. Let's
make the first, like, generational MMO. For, like, every expansion, like, you're like, all right, your character fucking dies. Roll a new character.
Honestly, that'd be sick. Like, I would play that.
Cool.
Dungeons and Dragons Online, I'm pretty sure, does that. You can, like, get to level 20 or something. As someone who plays it more, I only got to 16, so, but...
There's a few games out there that kind of mess with that.
You would basically, like, reincarnate the character, or you would gain small permanent stat buffs, and then would redo the whole leveling process again. And then, like, you could reincarnate again. So you would slowly accumulate power but you would be forced to like redo it every time.
Yeah.
So there's a way to do it like that, because
cool.
I think like if you would do a generational thing like that, you kind of have to do like quote genetics, like rogue legacy, like your character, like when your character dies, depending on like what you did with your character will determine like what kind of offspring you get to pick as your next character. So like if you were more magic focused, you would get more magic related kids. But if you like,
I don't know how much I want to commit to that, because like it already sounds really weird when you talk about like Pokemon breeding. Jesus. And I just
so let counterpoint. Let's make an MMO where if your character dies, you die in real life.
Oh, okay. Easy. I don't know. We can write that movie. Get Shyamalan to fucking direct in here.
No, let's go. Palmer Luckey is already making a VR helmet that shoots you in the head if you lose. So like, let's just.
My God.
I watched an anime about this. I only got through the first season.
Let's synergize.
The real life Sword Art Online. You can only leave when you.
Imagine how amazing PvP would be to watch if the people's lives were literally on the line.
You're describing what the fuck is that movie with wasn't it just called Gamer? Like it starred Gerard Butler.
Yeah, it was Gamer.
He's like a prisoner. Yeah. Like the gamers.
We don't. But here's the thing. We don't have to describe it anymore. We can just make it real.
It's virtual reality gladiator fights. Like,
I hate the future, guys.
I think it would be closer to a dog fight than a gladiator fight in terms of the overall dignity level.
Yeah.
The dignity level is low, but man, the fights would still be gladiatorial level.
I don't know. The gladiators had like a weird mix of both dignity and not.
You were a slave, but my God, we were going to turn you into like a meat mountain.
Yeah, but like also like you have a lot of fame, but we'll kill you at any fucking moment. You can like. You have like the best pick of the food, but also like we might just strap you down so like some noble can fuck you whatever way they want to. Like it was horrible.
Rough out there.
Really terrible.
Sounds great.
Well, I can't imagine why Spartacus ever rebelled.
I think
show business never changes.
I think he just
I'm
wanted,
already like a beer and a half in. Are we talking about this talk or not? What are we doing?
His vacation today.
I think we're just hanging out at this point.
I think so.
Oh my God.
I'm having a great time.
Let's start a BonkTable. All right, so Dweg document.
They're gonna cook us in the comments
for
that.
Who gives a fuck? Mill Ninja, I know you're here. Post at 17:33 to skip if people just want to get right to the juicy bits. You're welcome.
I hope you gave a fake number.
No, I'm literally what I saw on the timestamp.
Bless you.
So it's like, if you want to skip all that preamble, just go to 0:00 and.
Well, Eric the guy used to do it, but I don't know where he's been, so Melon Ninja has to take over.
Eric, no!
Eric, come back. We love you. Anyway.
You got a new Dweg doc, Eric.
Did he play Dweg? I think he did.
He did. He did play Dweg.
Yes. The lore, the deep lore. It's been like 2-3 years at this point. Okay, so Dweghom. We're not gonna go through everything individually. We're gonna do an overarching thing. Kind of hit up the pillars of like clans, ardent, tempered. We're going to hit up some combos and some crazy stuff that's going on in here. We're going to talk about how we feel about the doc. Is it good? Is it bad? Brian's going to try and temper himself, but we're going to find out how many elemental power tokens he can take to the ass before he explodes.
What has this podcast become?
Wow.
And, so...
Do I get a say in this?
No.
I didn't sign a waiver.
That's fine. You can just eat.
I'll DM you a safe word.
Just Brian. Banana. Sorry, that wasn't the safe word. You have to say little banana.
Sorry,
the safe word is
that was the first fake safe word.
Yeah.
You must activate the next 15 safe words for me to stop. What the fuck?
The proper safe word is like a perfectly pronounced one of those Celtic Weaver names.
Oh,
like,
dude.
you have to nail it exactly.
We should get you to, like, do Canadian lingo. A boot.
A boot.
A boot.
No, pronounce Gaelic drive names while you have the Pope staring you. That's how you get out of that mess.
Oh, boy. That's beyond me.
Yeah, I know, but there's like 2 or 3 perverts who are gonna understand that reference in the crowd and be like, "Hell yeah, it's that old BonkTable magic."
Sweet. So let's get into the whatever the fuck this is, like the army rules. It doesn't even say army rules. It's fucking talk. Jesus.
What does it say?
Well,
No, it just goes
army
from
list.
like special
The
rules
gift.
and supremacy, and then it just straight into the gift.
The gift. The entire document.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, first part thing about the gift is the awaken mechanic of what you have to charge somebody and then you become awakened, or you get awakened through some other means of a draw event, relic, ability, character. And if you're awakened, you cannot be broken and you auto rally. So that's kind of nice.
That's really interesting because what this game is saying is you become awakened, then you can't be broken. But all this time, all I've been hearing is go woke or get woke, go broke. So this feels like a deliberate inversion of that.
Yeah, they have their finger on the pulse of society. Let me tell you,
I'm not gonna
really figured out how to turn it around.
Sweet, Bryan. What's your thoughts on the baseline awaken mechanic, and as we get into this document, how this mechanic's going to be broken immediately? It did not. So I skimmed this like when it came out, and I've kind of reread it quotes again, and I was already finding shit immediately where it's like, oh, awaken just does not matter. You're going to be awake.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll just straight up preface right now that I have a lot of we'll say positive opinions about the document. I don't know, I'll try to hold like my overall personal opinion to the end. And we'll try to do this as neutrally as possible. But yes, you are right. There is a lot of different ways to become awakened. And what I have found certainly is that you are never hurting for having it where you want it to be. And the supremacies and army rules in particular will show how that is.
Okay, is it a good mechanic?
It's not my favorite. If it's something that's so abundant that you don't have to think about it, then it's busy work. It's not a mechanic.
Okay, cool. So the Ardent Abacus returns. So should we preference that we have heard of Ogham coin and that this could have been so much worse?
No, I don't think we have to bring that. I mean, I'll say also for the in the purposes of full disclosure, I was part of playtesting from beginning to end on this document. So I am somewhat colored by all the things that it could have been, both good and bad. But you know,
my favorite part was the Ogham cryptocurrency that was going on.
Dude, I mean, you don't even know that happened.
I don't. I was just like, dude, there's Ogham crypto, and I'm like, dude, we can be Dweghom crypto traders.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. There's always going to be ups and downs in any of these processes. But this one was a ride. Yeah. So.
I can't believe we almost got rugged by Dweghom NFT.
The Dweghom pump and dump.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that could have been their army rules.
You gotta pay extra for that.
Okay, so into the actual Ogham coin here with the forged. This one's a little bit more wordy than the the awaken mechanic, but basically you generate elemental power tokens from your specifically the forged regiments in your list. You can have I believe 10, and you can then spend these on various things that each of those regiments is going to do. All the forge also gain a draw event where they may spend to gain the bonus mentioned. Oh yeah, so it literally just says what I did. And they're immediately considered awakened. Wow, would you look at that? Fuck, man. You get your ship tickets and you wake up.
So that's like one of the things that kind of feels a little bit weird in this doc is that they really wanted to. PB fully believes in lore first rules, which has its ups and downs. And one of the things about Dweg is that they are constantly beating the shit out of each other and they don't like each other. And they tried to manifest that in the rules not playing well with one another. but you can't have rules within a faction that don't play well with one another ultimately, because people like playing with different stuff. Like people like fucking they wept and gnashed their teeth at the Red Years rule in 100K, right? Like the sheer fucking outrage at that. So PB was trying to dodge that a second time. And that's manifest in weird ways. So, like, you are spending tokens in Tempered, but it's not the spending tokens that heals you. It's the Awaken that triggers from spending the tokens that heals you.
Wait a minute. There's a fucking heal mechanic in the Tempered. Oh, man, this is going to get fucking lit.
Oh, that's the Steel Shaper, yeah. I guess I skipped ahead a little bit. That's my bad. Fine. But, yeah, that's how the Steel Shaper works. Whenever you awake, a unit awakens, they heal too. And you awaken when you spend the markers. The other half of the fun there is that... like you said, you generate markers with your forged regiments, but you generate them if you didn't spend them that turn. Yeah. So, like, you gotta keep that in mind as well.
So you'll have forged regiments that are generators and spenders.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Well, it's like fine as a mechanic, I feel. Like it's kind of like our MMO discussion earlier. It's just playing a warrior. You have your rage generator and your rage spenders. That's all you're doing.
The max 10 tokens was a really smart change, because it made it put actual thought into what was otherwise going to be just a very blind, like, I mean, you shit out tokens everywhere in this list, or in this document. If you're Tempered Creed, your casters are generating it too. Some of the spells that they cast generate tokens on top of the spell cast itself generating a token.
Jesus Christ.
You are not necessarily spending, like, you don't need to spend them every single time across all your forged regiments. You're certainly, because they generate the tokens, if they haven't spent any, you are going to have 10 tokens going into any fight, right? Because as you step onto the field, that is, like, separate of their draw event. Like, it's not attached to their draw event.
No,
so,
it's
like,
at the end of their activation. So, like,
if they haven't activated the draw event, right? Yeah, exactly. So you're going to have the 10 going into a fight, and then, yeah, you'll have plenty of opportunity to generate it from there.
So
that 10 cap was, like, integral to it working well, but in my experience, it's also very similar to Awakened, where it's like, you have an abundance, and it's not particularly hard to have it where you need it in any given moment.
The Dweghom crypto traders are real, but they have government-mandated caps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except you don't need to hodl, because no diamond hands.
Do you think every time you go over 10 markers, the Dweghom build a bench in a park in the hold in your honor?
I was literally just gonna say, like, if this is the capital gains tax, let's fucking do it, man. Like, I will absolutely fucking. They got to reinvest the elemental power into, like, automata and shit. You know.
One thing I do notice here is that all Forge gain the following draw event. And if I recall correctly, you can't do 2 draw events. I would have to double check all the Forge regiments to make sure that their abilities are not draw events on top of whatever they're currently doing. But things that stop draw events, because I think there's a couple of them in the game, from off the top of my head, I think one of them's in Uroni or something, will affect the generation of tokens. But also, I don't think it's going to be, like, worth it to do that.
Yeah. What you'll generally find is, like, the excess tokens are going to almost always go into your spells. If you're bringing Hellbringers, you'll probably look for the occasional big Hellbringer blast, but, like, your most consistent value output is going to be the spells.
Is Wizard 10?
Wizard 10, yeah. Jesus Christ, that fucking thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to Wizard 10. God, dude. You're a Wizard 10, Harry. I'm a what? I'm about to fireball this bitch into oblivion.
You're a walking nuke, Harry. A what? A walking nuke. You're a threat to national security.
Yeah. Take the shot.
Yeah.
All right, and the last...
I am the nuke now.
Amazing army rule, which has, I don't know, a fuck ton of lore, what basically says, in 5 words, Dweghom regiments cannot be shattered.
Yay!
Yay!
What we fucking needed, man. That's gonna get us over the line.
Oh man, I can't wait for the Thane block to show up and be like, I shatter you. You can't. Also, I'm awakened, so I can't be broken. It's like, god damn it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the main thing. Right?
You have to kill all of me. I can be an odd number now.
Ha! I can run 4 fucking stands in a regiment. Advantage.
Oh, this fucking game. All right, so overall army rules. Wake me up in the crypto pump and dump.
Holy shit! We are absolutely. I mean, Evanescence has to hit at least multiple Dweghom tables. I think now. I can't believe that it's only just now occurred to me with you saying "wake me up," but yeah.
Do you not? Like that was like such an easy one.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I'm fucking slipping, man. I'm falling apart.
You really are. So then we get into the creeds. What are, I guess, you pick a creed. So what you pick, was it creed? No, I'm reading creed. Ardent, clans, and tempered, or do you pick? Is it really just between ardent and tempered? Because I think clans is the catch-all.
Yeah. So the way it works is
explain this.
Yeah. So this is where I think one of the kind of somewhat. This was a very ambitious document, partly for what I was laying out before, that like they're trying to get these different creeds to not play well with one another, but they still have to. And I think this is where we start to see a little bit of the strain there, because the way it works is that you have the temper creed, the ardent creed, and the clan creed, and they are supposed to basically kind of emphasize that one battlefield role. Right, so the Ardent tag, or the Ardent Creed, is you, whenever you charge or wherever you destroy a regiment, you become awakened, and then you get always die fighting for your command stands and your character stands. But those are, because there's only so much stuff in Ardent. Like, Ardent has, I think, 4 regiments, and they're all like melee regiments. Which the PB realized, so it applies also to clans. So what you'll find in the document is that Ardent and clans are actually kind of really built to play with one another. Tempered is the one that kind of stands off to the side, and then the Lost Ancestor makes Ardent and Tempered work together. So it's kind of a weird mix of things going on. It gets a little lost in trying to make everything like actually play well with one another. But yeah, that's basically the breakdown. You have Ardent when it works well with clans, so you have clans works well with Ardent, can kind of work well with Tempered with a few tricks here and there. Tempered is just off living its own best life and doing its own thing, and then we'll occasionally dip in the other things, and then Ancestor brings the Ardent and the Tempered together. Kind of in a clunky way, not in a really like smooth or elegant way. He just turns on both of their creeds, and that's his Supremacy.
If you hadn't have told me that you didn't like this document at the beginning of the production, I never would have been able to tell.
God, why did I even bother with that? It's probably just going to be completely fucking obvious from everyone. I think that was almost for my own benefit. Like, all right, Bryan, we know what this is about to be.
Yeah. It just rules because you're describing stuff and you're just like, oh, well, you can kind of see what they're trying to do there, but they really shit the bed on that one. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I do see that, but also that.
It's a very ambitious document. Moving on.
One of the big things I want to say about the lore is that they could have literally had them all working together, because in the lore of Dweghom, yes, they're always fighting each other in their holds. Yes, they all hate each other for all different reasons, and they're all their clans, Ardent and Tempered. But it is also stated that when they go to war from exterior threats, they will all go work together and put their differences aside to go kill somebody else before going back home and killing each other again. So it's literally written in the lore that they work together.
In the war.
Well, yeah, they're doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, there's I fully respect them trying to make them not play all that well together. But I think they essentially just like kind of twisted themselves into knots to make that happen. And the result is definitely a little like, it's got some successes. It has some rough failures. But it'll reveal itself as we go into it.
Yeah. Also about the Ardent is that the reinforcement line cannot be pushed back. So that army rule is just
does have Pathfinders. Yeah,
it's just mixed into the Ardent instead of just being like that. Army rule still exists because every once in a while it is fun, and I do believe Ardent/clans will make the most use out of it anyway because they're more melee focused. They need to get the fuck up the table. We should probably go through all the different supremacies. We can skip the Lost Ancestor because his literally is just they both activate what's cool. Ardent Kurawa. When the regiment's character is attached, he becomes awakened. All friendly Ardent within 8 of him become awakened. When he activates, all friendly Ardent regiments immediately heal 4 wounds and gain lethal demise +4. It doesn't seem too bad. Like, we were talking about the awaken mechanic doesn't matter, and it's already starting not to.
Yeah. Well, like we were saying, you're never going to hurt for having awakened where you want it.
Yeah.
Typically. Ardent does have to work. It was so woke, man. Ardent does have to kind of work a little bit harder for it. Because a lot of it is based on charging and destroying other regiments. But
I apologize, but anyway.
But the Karaweg, whenever he casts a spell, he makes his unit awakened, if I remember right. So that ability of his, so that ability of his is like you're not going to have any problem getting it off when you want it. The heal and lethal demise. Yes, Cass. It's going to be common theme. Okay. The heal 4 and the lethal demise are the actual crunchy bits here, and you combine that with the Ardent Creed of always die fighting, and it's a very grindy sub faction. It's gonna be balls to the wall, rock out with your cock out. Fucking it's Ardent. They're berserkers. It's what they do.
Yeah, I kind of already like it. There is an upgrade. One of the artifacts allows the regiment the character is attached to is always awakened. So what would be the triggering between the Supremacy if the Ardent Kurawa took that and always awakened? So is there like a constant bubble around him of everyone awakes?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, or is it because
that one is
because he's always awakened, he never actually became awake that turn? But it ends at the end of turn, but then it would be reapplied immediately. So, like, is it just like fucking stuck in an infinite cycle, like a feedback loop error on a computer, where it just goes like on and off repetitively? Like,
we can certainly act like it's that way.
Yeah, like, and then it's like, oh, everyone with an 8. And then is it measured 8? It's measured 8 from the character, right? Not from the regiment. I
love the idea that you can like litanies the fucking guy, and then that situation you say comes up, and then the game just 404s. Yeah. I don't know what that looks like. But like, oh, I guess we just gotta quit now.
Fucking Rolo walks up and like too much RAM is used, and he just fries, and you're like, we just reboot
He just flips the table. Yeah. He's just fuck this.
Anyway, as you can see from the document, maybe a couple things need to be smoothed out, because it goes into like, how does the timing actually work on this?
Yeah.
It did not take long to look at that and go, can we abuse it? Because the answer is I want to. Next wonderful supremacy is the Exemplar, who is now a character, who also looks like a baller, to be honest. I love his like big ass shoulder pads, where he's like, whoa, look at my big ass shoulder pads.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy, I feel like he's kind of like the Order of the Shield. He got the Order of the Shield treatment. But he does, I kind of, like, he's weird. He duels monsters. He does fuck spiders. So, while this regiment, this character is attached to his currently contact with an enemy regiment, all friendly regiments on the battlefield become awakened. In addition, this character gains the /4 special roll. That's fucking pretty crazy. Just ram this guy right into somebody and be like, everyone's awake now. Did not work for it at all.
So, like, if you are, this is that Ardent Clan's concession I was telling you guys about before, because he's listed right there with the Ardent Creed. Yeah. So they definitely, like, specifically wanted that to be the case. His band as well. I think he takes Warden's mainstay. He has Flame Berserkers as restricted, so like he's dipping into Ardent pretty hard. But he's also straddling into clans because he's got access to hold things, and he does initiates as well. I was going to say because the best use of that supremacy is like you just put him in an initiates brick and fucking chuck that meatball right at the enemy and call it a day, and hopefully just stay in combat as long as possible.
Yeah, and he's not a slouch in combat. Like he's got a good stat line, like 3 clash, 5 attacks with flurry and cleave 1.
He's actually like the best duelist in the game right now.
Well, he's got Quicksilver Strike and Flurry with Cleave 1, and then he also has that +3 evasion into, is it monsters?
Into monsters. He's also D3 shield R4.
Yeah.
Like, he's a tough bastard.
But then we got to talk about the Infidual.
Fucking Skier talking about like a Reg and a fucking Zilliarch in water just beating the shit out of each other for 5 rounds straight. I'm like, yeah. That's the kind of gameplay we want to see.
You do the Infidual until you're fucking done. This only lasted 1 round, but the fights lasted 3.
So we can talk about this a little bit because they actually spoiled the rule before we all yelled at them to fucking change it. But there was that brief moment in time where it was going to be like you couldn't decline duels.
Yeah.
Just like they're like, well, we know you've got some fucking cedars and oracles and spiders and Bakasuras to worry about, but you know what? +3 evasion, you're gonna be okay, kid. Like, get in there.
Evasion 3 R4. Cleave 1 with Flurry on Quicksilver Strike into like the Healy Spider. I think he does it. I would not be surprised if he lived and then killed it eventually.
From full? No, absolutely not. Math says the Spider wins that. It might not kill him in 1 round, but it'll kill him in 2.
Yeah, but man, you imagine all that free damage though? That Quicksilver Strike's going through every time.
I mean, he gets a few wounds in there. I won't lie. Like he does hit some stuff.
He probably dies. He's probably doing like 10 wounds of damage after resolving everything, and it's like the spider's like, oh, cool, and then the warders finish it off.
You just first of all, the Kara had that fucking rule, and the Kara fucking trying to do that with his stat line is just so silly. But also just don't take any upgrades that your unit relies on, I guess, because they'll be able to just rip that guy out of there. But thankfully that rule does not exist that way anymore. It's just duel forever, as you said. Which is stupid, but not nearly as upsetting.
Well, it also forced you to duel, didn't it? Like, when you immediately got in contact, you were forced to duel. While this one, you could choose to stop.
No,
it doesn't.
I think it was
keep performing out of sequence duel until either or both characters are dead. So,
yeah.
I think before you were forced to infinite duel, but this time you can choose to not initiate the infinite duels, and you don't have to accept infinite duels either. Because you had to accept all duels as well. Yeah, so they made it so you don't lose your characters for something stupid.
I said this at the time. I'm pretty much just in favor of whatever you think that does for gameplay. I'm in favor of your players having control over their stuff. So I'm happy they made that change.
Yeah, it's good because it is fun and I do want to see it, but also losing a character to a monster duel or something like that is just great.
Obviously there's ways around that of you can't decline duels into non-monster characters or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But just from the very concept of it alone is just very annoying and not very fun.
Let's get into the Tempered Creed. So we talked about the generate shit tickets in the Ogham coin. I feel like we're just gonna rename shit tickets to Ogham coin at this point because it's just way funnier. It's a funnier
word, yeah. Phrase.
So this one, you get a coin every time you cast a spell, and you get what you can do whenever you perform a spell. You can immediately spend up to 6 of the tokens that add +1 wizard per 2. So you get to wizard +3. So you can go to 9. No, there's 7 based on the tempered sorcerers.
Yep.
So you can go to wizard 10. And
eat shit, sorcerer kings, I guess.
So yeah, I am finally Dweghom regaining the title of the best wizard.
I have the big numbers.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The the spirit bomb fireball coming in on somebody. Just take it. I think it's still AP2. I hope it's AP2 still, but
it is AP2, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Just take 10 AP2s. I'd be like, oh, my Merc crossbows. It's whenever they perform a spell action. So you'd have to do that, regain another 6, and then do it again. So if you're at So you could go Wizard 10, then Wizard 9 if you had 10 tokens. It's still fucking ridiculous.
Well, no, so here's the thing.
Well, then you would gain a token.
So if you gain a token, but you need to gain 2 tokens, right? Because you only go to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cast Coruscation first, Coruscation gives you a marker for a successful cast on top of Tempered Creed.
Oh my!
So that gives you your 2 for the Wizard 10, for the double Wizard 10. off of the Sorcerer Warlord.
So you coruscate and then you fireball a bastard?
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty much. Or Flame Wall or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Which, like, someone might, we'll have to see where this goes. Maybe I'm full of shit. I straight up told Leo, I'm like, God, dude, this is going to make people flip tables like old Flame Wall. I really think you need to limit this to, like, once per activation.
Oh man,
that didn't happen.
Let's go quickly read Flame Wall, because we'll scroll down to spells, because now I'm really curious of how bullshit this is.
It's actually okay. Like, I mean, it's a better close range coruscation essentially.
Where is he? School of Magma. There you go. Flame Wall. Blah blah blah. Lore don't care. Inflict 1 hit per success on target.
Indeed.
If at least 4 successes are scored, target enemy regiment counts as being within a piece of hindering terrain to underground. That's not bad. Also, range 12 is kind of nice. Attunement 4. That's pretty good. Yeah, actually, this is like a kind of a decent spell now.
Yeah, like if you're within 12 of somebody, you're probably hitting them with that. I guess if you're double casting and you want to fucking just Wizard 10 over and over again and make an opponent cry, you're always coruscating. Like,
yeah, coruscating to Fireball. Just loop that.
I'll go ahead and point out now, since we're talking about the double sorcerer, but there's a mastery called Thaumaturge, where every time your sorcerer kills a unit, he gets Wizard +1 to a maximum of +2.
So
we could be talking about Wizard 12 twice in a row.
Oh no!
I don't know why that exists.
So whenever an enemy regiment is destroyed as a result of the character's spell cast to the character, he gets Wizard +1 for the duration of the battle. Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, like, if you committed all resources to doing that, that's not even a bad play, and like you might not get forge triggers on all of your other stuff, but like you do get to do that every turn. But if you decide to do your forge triggers, I'm pretty sure you can still do that every other turn, which is probably all you need. So like, yeah.
Okay, so he cannot ride a Hellbringer Drake because it doesn't say you can choose a second mastery in the rider anymore.
Correct, and that's true for all the monsters. So you can only ever have one monster rider per mastery.
Because there's a bit of me what's like, man, you have him riding at Wizard 12 on the Hellbringer Drake, and it's like he's like Xerxes talking to Leonidas, but it's like it's like the Maharaja from Sorcerer Kings, and it's like, I am the Wizard King now.
Fucking Xerxes with the fucking hands on his back. That's actually funny.
Wizard 12.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a bold choice to go this way. A bold choice.
Oh, I'm 100% doing this. I'm making a Wizard 12.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let's go to the next mastery, because holy shit, this only gets better. Your favorite guy, the Tempered Steel Shaper dude. He has some fun stuff.
So he, God, what is it exactly? I think it's whenever you spend the token.
No, whenever a thing becomes awakened, and so...
Oh, right, that
so
was
spending a token also awakes you, so you heal 2.
Right.
So you can't regen stance, sadly. And then once per game, non-monsters immediately spend 3 tokens from your pool to heal 5. So at once per game, you can just heal 5 and bring back a stand.
Yep.
When you activate it during this round, all friendly forge immediately add an extra marker to your pool.
Yep.
Wow, he's just farming.
So he gets to spread the wizard love across multiple casters, basically.
Well, they're no longer reducing like attack rolls on defense and like healing and all that anymore. Like that's gone. Like he still has healing, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I've attacked you. I've done 3 hits. Oh, I stop all 3 and then I heal 3 and I've gained health back and brought back a stand. Thank you.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind here too is that awakened means that your army is not breaking in a lot of places nearly as often anymore. So those heals are going to be very consistent across the board. You're never healing back a stand because you're woke. That's exactly right. We can all heal together.
We can all heal together.
in this woke paradise. But yeah.
Wonderful.
It's very strong.
Then we got the Tempered Sorcerer, who's literally double spell casting, can't cast the same spell twice.
I want to go ahead and say this right now, but you all have to consider what we're talking about in the context of an army that now, at least half of its regiments, maybe not in Ardent lists, but in the other two lists, and even Ardent lists are going to be like almost half, are D4. So, keep that in mind as we go along.
Yeah.
I do like sort of the Tempered Sorcerer Supremacy. You get the old double spellcast, which is always fun, as we know. But now with our new Lord and Savior Wizard 12, you may measure range and line of sight from friendly Awakened Forge Regiment's command stands. So you just instead of having the old Herald of Fire and Herald of Magma as arc nodes and rocking them in terrain, you now just have all the command stands that are awake.
Yeah.
What we've learned.
Why would you ever want to pay for that?
Is not hard to do.
Now I will note, this does not apply to Automata. Automata don't have a command stand.
Oh, thank
That said, it applies to everybody else. So that's plenty of reach to, I guess, Wizard 12 double tap somebody whenever you want. Wizard 10 more likely, but sometimes Wizard 12 for the memes.
I want to play old Flame Sorcerer just because Wizard 12 sounds fucking ridiculous and funny.
It's Flame Sorcerer is what you do that on, yeah. I mean, you could. There's a really strong argument for Earth Sork right now as the Warlord, certainly. But I mean, Wizard 10 twice translates to 6 or 7 hits plus a 5 AP2s, or just 13 hits, and yeah, they all cause resolves. That's gonna break most things.
You're killing
if not kills. Yeah. The lighter stuff certainly.
Then we get into the clans. So if the clans guys wake up, they get lifelong veterans for some reason. I guess if you're sleepy, you're not a veteran anymore. But they gain Oblivious and Iron Discipline, so it's kind of helping your big brace.
That's such a funny way to describe it. They're fucking sleepwalking onto the battlefield.
Yeah, you're a veteran.
Oh, wait, no, I know what to do.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. I'm supposed to hold up the shield.
I'm not gonna lie, this one I'm not really... Oblivious is good, but I don't think... the other army rules sound way better than the clan one.
No, I think clans is maybe one of the strongest packages that there is.
Okay, is the Supremacy good, or is it just the units because they're all D4?
It's the combination of them, right? So so clans is entirely based around the Hold Thane's brick with World Breakers and Herald of Stone for Untouchable, which basically amounts to, because Hold Rake Supremacy is I would characterize as broadly better than the Exemplar because you have more control over it. But he just chooses 2 units, and he I guess he just fucking pours some cold water on them and says, "Wake up!" and they both wake up, and they get the benefits.
You imagine him blitzing 24 inches across the table, slapping the command stand of a regiment, then blitzing to the other side of the table, another
just fucking force feeding them 5-hour energy,
and then running back to his regiment. He's like, "Wake the fuck up!"
Yeah. Apparently that's the feel. I don't know. I guess he just shouts at them really loud or some shit.
Hope so.
But you do that, and you'll see some of the combos with the clans units, like the Ironclad. If you awaken the Ironclad, he awakens everything within 6 inches.
Who gives a fuck? You're awake all the time. Do whatever you want.
Common theme here, right? Yeah. I love being rewarded for basic fucking logic. So you basically, that brick ends up being a medium Vanguard 3, D3 shield R4, unbreakable, untouchable,
unshatterable,
I guess, yeah. Oblivious,
indestructible, determination, just fucking.
And then World Breakers, they never go below 3 either on resolve or defense. So So the clans package is pretty good.
So does it go to like Resolve 3 and then it adds the scaling of the size where it's like, oh no, we went from Resolve 4 down to 3 and then back up to 6. It's like
well, you never go below 3. So you start with all the bonuses, and then if like somehow you're taken below 3, but you would be taken below 3 or not taken below 3.
Oh wow!
You would have to be like, because the reg's in there, you would have to be like terrifying 3 out of the gate to even begin to get that way.
The fall of divinity into the infinite dueling hold ray, just like die, damn it, no.
Yeah, can't wait to sit here and roll dice at you all day.
Yeah. So how'd you guys? So what turn did you get to? Oh, we got to turn 4, and then we went to time because the Holy Ray and Fallen Divinity decided not to die, and we were forced to keep this going. That'd be a wild story.
You give that Ray fucking drag bread for a Fiend Hunter these days, and that's probably a fun fight.
Probably do some goddamn work. You get up to Cleave 3. You guys gonna fuck.
But Clans has a very strong package. A lot of it is in the units as opposed to the thing. But Oblivious is a very good rule, and like as we've been hearing, you'll probably have it where you want it because it's so fucking abundant.
A land of abundance. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, he also gets flank. I forgot to mention that. So that's a flanking fucking Thanes unit. If the Warlord is in there.
Let's get on to
game design.
Let's get on to some of these characters. Ardent, we'll just touch on like some of the changes and like, you know, a little bit of thoughts of each of the characters. Maybe, do we want to hit up their spells kind of as we go, or just kind of like their overall We should probably just do their overall package. Like, what do you think of the warband? Nothing like too deep, but only if it like really matters, or is it kind of funny? I feel we should really go deep into, or if there's like a combo, like because we've already been kind of discussing combos of like how ridiculous Awaken is as a mechanic that it just doesn't matter, and just the insanity of like what you can get up to with Tempered. Shit like that. You know, keep it going smooth.
Yeah, I mean, lead the way.
All right,
I'll just snipe from the peanut gallery.
Sweet. So, Kirawa, you know, Cleave 1, Tenacious 1. Tenacious 1, that's on the character, not on the unit, so who gives a fuck?
Correct.
Cleave 1 is nice, though, I will admit to that one. Once again, has an infinite dueling. I think they all have an infinite dueling, and maybe not the Tempered, but we can check it when we get there. Should an enemy character decline a duel, the regiment is awakened, but also during the character's activation, after performing a spellcast, he can immediately perform a free duel. So is he like trying to bait duels into shitty casters? Because like a Zilliarch would be like, yeah, I'll take the duel, and it's like, oh god.
He's not going to beat most dedicated combat characters, but any like tactician or spellcasters, yeah, he'll bully the shit out of. Like even some like kinda sort of combat characters like that might end up being like greater value than him. He might be able to bully.
So he does. Here's the spell combo. It's the last one, Hymns of War, where if he casts a spell, target Ardent within 10 becomes awakened. So he could literally cast spell, make a guy awaken, declare a duel. They decline. Now his unit's awakened. Then they get to work. Then he entourages into his nonsense. Also, he has Slain Bigger. His warband. Does he still have? Yes, he still has the restriction of 2 regiments of Flame Berserkers. Lost in Wardens. He lost Magma Forge, but I think they went to Tempered.
Correct.
So yeah. I don't know. I think he's still kind of doing what he's doing. His spells. Just go check those out. See if they really changed, because I'm pretty sure the scoring spell has changed to something else now.
Correct. Yeah, he doesn't do scoring manipulation anymore. He's got like Indom and then Indom 2 if you're awakened, if I remember right. He's got Juggernaut. Juggernaut's the really important one.
Ooh.
That he now has.
Target Ardent within 8 gains Juggernaut. Yeah, put that on the Speed 8 Wardens.
Yeah.
Here we fucking go. Because my god, you're Speed 8 plus another 5, so you're 13-inch threat.
Hey.
That's, oh my god, those Wardens are getting to work. And I think when they awake, they have Line Breakers, so they're doing some serious damage.
And impacts.
Yeah. To end of
For
round,
some reason.
enemy regiment rolls 2d6, picks the lowest when determining a charge. Reroll successful morale rolls a 1. Fear I actually like. The problem is I wish it was from further away. 12 inches even if you're rolling 2d6 and picking the lowest. It's better, but also I think that range should increase. I don't know if it's too strong at 14, but I'd like to see it at 14 just to like really make it suck, but also it keeps the caster safe because within 12 you're kind of asking to be the charged target and you still don't want to be charged.
Yeah, you entourage. Like, you're fucking Dweg. You're gonna be fine.
Who
like,
gives a fuck?
Honestly, on top of that, like, 12 inches is the standard premium, so it's fine. Not that big a deal. But yeah, he's got a pretty strong package, all things considered, and I imagine Juggernaut will be the cast most of the time to bully threat ranges. And
I just read the resolve spell. You get Indom X, where Indom is +1 for every 2 successes to a max at 3. So if you just roll 6 successes, you're just like, oh, I'm Indom 3. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, I do agree. The Juggernaut spell is kind of just what you're casting. And like even then you might as well, is that scaling though? That's the other issue. Scroll, damn it. Okay, went too far. It is not scaling good. Okay, yeah, you just spam Juggernaut. Who gives a fuck? Cool.
If you're in combat, you'll go for Indom, but yeah, Juggernaut's going to be your go-to, I think.
I like it. I think he's...
Or reroll Morale, I guess.
Good stuff.
Yeah. No, he's fine. It's funny because I would say that Zerkers are actually one of the weaker elements of this doc now, but he's pretty reliant on them in the band, and they make the most use out of his creed. So they'll see play. I think the overall package might be a little bit weaker. The strategy you have to roll with them might be a little more restrained because they're D2, so they just get shot to shit.
Yeah, I'm a little sad
but
on that loss of defense. But no resolve, so like... Hello.
Yeah, they're about as good as they've ever been into melee because D2, but then obviously no resolve. But they're worse into shooting, which was always their sad thing. So like, they're a little tough. But like I said, they die fighting. The Ardent Creed, they get to heal and then lethal demise. Like, they've got some more stuff going for them on top of that. That like, you'll still take them.
Yeah,
and probably have a good time.
The only thing that changed in the whole array is that he's now cleave 2. Thank God. That's it. That's all I have to discuss about him. Okay, next.
He does. He also shouts at someone else as a draw event on top of his supremacy.
Wait, does he?
He'll wake at somebody. Yeah.
Target friendly regiment within 10 becomes wow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. You get an awakened. You get woke.
Wow.
Everybody gets woke.
Him running double Ironclad Drake. You know, they're all the regiments are within 6 of those. There's him. He's just like, yeah. There's everything is becoming woke. You are not working for this at all. This is not a choice. This is just busy work.
This faction is the alt-right, like, nightmare. We're so woke.
Oh, God.
AW Commandos.
Yeah.
Yeah. New character on the field. Exemplar. He is same amount of points as the Hold Ray. And he's got a nice little stat line we've mentioned. He also is the best duelist with Quicksilver Strike and Flurry. He's got that cleave 1. He's got counterattack, where I believe like if he makes successful defense rolls of 1, he gets to do more damage back, which is pretty good. He's literally set up to just duel, so he's got the infinite duel, he's got the if they decline they're awake, he's got the +3 size. His warband though, for the mainstays, Warden, Initiates, Warriors, and Ballista, I'm like, as you said, I was probably going to run him myself in Wardens, but as you said with Initiates, it's probably better if you want to make use of his Supremacy.
It specifically is Supremacy, right? Like, otherwise, I think he either rolls with some hold thanes, or as I've been fucking with and can't wait to inflict on somebody in like some kind of.
Oh my God! Do you put him in a big brick
just
of Dragon
terrible
Slayers?
No, Wardens with the crown.
Oh,
he loves that. He has a great time in there.
His restricted slots of Dragon Slayers, Flame Berserks, and Hold Thanes I think is actually like pretty decent. I like his warband.
It's solid.
Yeah, it's a solid warband.
Counterattack is actually really interesting on him because I was doing some math on him into other like kind of combat-y characters, and like Quicksilver Strikes usually ends up winning him the fight because even if they don't kill each other in the first round, he probably kills them before they kill him in the second round.
That's good.
And those thresholds where it's starting to look a little bit tight, counterattack comes in and probably like does a wound here and there that tilts it. So it's like just like the most trolliest addition because like that rule doesn't exist anywhere else in the game, but this guy is just like, oh, you hit me, fuck you, and he gets there.
I do want to take him and just get him into a duel to see what happens. You never want to lose the character, but I feel like you could justify like his skills to actually do it.
It's not at all an unfair thing to kind of. You can almost attach the consequences for declining a duel to his kit, because if you're challenging someone to a duel with that guy, the smart thing. I mean, the opponent is most likely going to decline. If it's an important character, they're going to decline. So you can almost always rely on that. Or sometimes he just kills a character, then you're better off anyway. So it's good. It's a nice little bit of tech that will certainly find its way into various things.
Give that guy the cleave plus 2 or cleave plus whatever the fucking axe is. Just give
drag blood.
Yeah,
it's a little wasted on him because it gives Fiend Hunter. Not that that's most of the important part, but he has Flurry already.
Yeah, you're right. It's the plus 1.
He really likes he likes the Flawless Strikes artifact. I think that might be his favorite thing if you want to increase output, because it's I think it's when the regiment gets awakened, they get Flawless Strikes or something like that. When he goes for the duel, if someone declines, his regiment becomes awakened. Because again, we're so woke.
So with Awakened Regiments and the characters in it, because it is done on the table, will the character also gain the Awakened bonus from that regiment?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it does.
Wow. Ooh.
But I'm not 100% certain on that. Actually, I might just
He's already typing the email to Leo. Hey, you might want to. You need some answers. We've already picked apart the document. Next character, Sorcerer. Nothing's changed. Blah blah blah. He can take Found and Magma Forge for restricted. Cool. Oh, and a Stone Forge for some ungodly reason. I don't know why. Can he ride the Stone Forge?
He cannot ride the Stone Forge.
Okay, then who gives a shit about him having restricted Stone Forge?
Carl is saying that it should apply to the character in the regiment, so...
Oh boy, here we go! Flawless Strike, Flurry, 5 attacks?
Line Breaker.
Yeah, Line Breaker.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's gonna fuck some people to death. This man does fuck spiders.
He does, in fact, fuck the spiders.
Yeah. If you want to know that joke, listen to the Hios interview episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. That's a callback to that episode. Alright, so Steel Shaper. He now has Terrifying 1 and Smite. What's actually pretty decent. Only 4 attacks though, but still really good. I believe he still has he ignores interference because he doesn't care. And what is it? Enemy
he basically gets scaling +1.
Oh, to everyone within 10 of him? Or forge people within 10 of him.
Yep.
Then he does not suffer the effects of a duel, doesn't have to resolve characters, and just explaining how he works. Okay. He's got his 3 spells: Fireforge, Magma Forge, Infernal, Hellbringer Drake, Steel Forge, Stone Forge. Still good warband. I like it.
Yep. The big thing with Tempered in this doc is that Automata finally live again because they gave them Mainstay Max 2. So you actually, they're not competing alongside Hellbringer Drakes anymore.
Oh, that's good.
You can take them. You can take them pretty freely, and they have a very good sheet in this doc too. So that's the big thing. The other thing with him is that when he's sitting on top of the Stoneforged, everything within, I think it's 8 inches of the Stoneforge gets reroll 6s into fucking ranged. So he's just truly the castle piece of all castle pieces.
Oh my god, the bunker is real.
Yeah.
Perfect regiment rerolls failed hit rolls of 6 during a clash. Should the regiment be tempered against deadly blades? Okay. The spell's attuned value is equal to the defense. The regiment suffers -1 defense. So now he has to kind of work a little bit for that -1 defense, but he's still a wizard 7. Target regiment gains Indom 1, Tenacious 1. That's actually pretty decent. Tempered plate. I like that. That's a good little
it's alright. Solid.
Do we want
10-1 Indom is good.
We kind of talked about the fire school spells. I kind of skipped over the sorcerer because he really hasn't changed what he's actually doing. Just want to double check his spells really quick.
Magma is basically the same.
Okay.
The only thing they changed is that Pyroclast now is hits per success, but they still do the kind of chain off of the seep.
Yeah.
But I think they made that, or effectively now it's like max range of 18 inches.
Yeah, so everything is range 10, and if it seeps, it's 5, so it can go... Do you still mark a point, and then it's, 3? So, okay, so
it's 3 inches
10,
from the point, so
3,
max 10 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches off that, yeah.
Yeah, it's 18. So they did increase
the range. And they changed it to... They increased the range of it, and they changed it to hits per success, obviously because of the wizard bonus from the
oh my god,
from the Tempered Creed.
Oh my god, it's real. the wizard of 12.
Now I will say I do think it's actually like just slightly a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit weaker because you can't take double Hellbringer anymore, where you can really had a lot of free reign to set up the seeps.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the seep doesn't require line of sight, so like your guy foot slogging it, he's gonna have a harder time getting to where you want to put the seep. Which leads. What that usually ends up meaning is that he goes back to the warlord who sets up a seep and then a pyroclast, and then your little guy throws the pyroclast.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Like you can wizard 10 both of those.
But to be honest,
what I mean?
I was kind of always trying to set up the pyroclast with the second guy anyway, the non-warlord one, just to get the 2 pyroclasts. The only time I'd actually seep with him is just because of like I needed the range from where he was on the table.
I mean, it's like it's AP1 hits in the flank.
It's still good.
So it's that's not bad at all. So like you could do with 2 wizard 10s. You could do 10 of those between 2 sorcerers, and that's pretty solid at 18 inches. So like that, you have that to consider on top of your fire nuke, anything within 16.
The spirit bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if I like roll a wizard 12 and get all successes, I'm gonna scream spirit bomb and just throw paper at my opponent until they leave.
Yeah.
School of Earth, we should talk about this one real quick. So he's got Roots of Stone, which changed to +1 defense to a max of 4 and suffers -2 March, so it's no longer you're stuck in place. So the big question with the +1 defense, though, is it +1 defense to the stat or +1 defense to the total? So if it's D3 with a shield, we'll go to D4, then shield to 5? Or is it now at 4 and it stops at 4?
This is my understanding. You can consider yourself as having different defense values at any moment. So your front is already at 4. So you would get capped at 4.
Okay.
Essentially. So your sides would go up to 4. But then your front is already at 4, so it stays at 4.
So if someone had...
So that 4 cap is in place.
Okay, so if someone had, let's say, Cleave or Line Breaker, you'd go your 4 would do the shield, would you stay at 4 because it was +1 defense? Or would you actually go down to 3?
That is a good ass question. I don't know how it goes from there if they take away specifically shield. Because that's what's taking you there. Because we don't have a timing document, so I can't speak to say. Rolo, if you're listening for whatever fucking reason at this point.
the man is if you're not exhausted and like passed out from drinking already.
Yeah. I would guess that you basically at the time of the spell you cap at 4 and you're at 4. And then everything that happens after that happens.
Okay. Broken Ground, target enemy regiment rolls 2d6, pick the lowest when charging until end of round. Special causes both to reroll. Okay, cool. It's a slowdown. I think that was in something else. Then Rock Shape, target enemy regiment suffers 1 hit per success. Immediately add an elemental power token to your pool. So 4 range 12. You were saying Earth is good. Why? Why is Earth good?
Because you have the damage spell to fall back on at all times now. And on top of that, your School of Earth is not nearly as your Roots of Stone is not nearly as tough to land these days. So like, there's a lot of regiments that are very happy to have +1 defense from that thing. And then in a case where you lose Prio, for example, and you were hoping on a defensive cast, well, now you can just blast something in return, right? So like, Earth feels a lot better.
So it's just a lot smoother, basically.
It's a lot smoother.
Okay.
It's a lot smoother. You always have the blast to fall back on, is essentially it. And I'm pretty sure he can hang out on top of he can hang out on top of Hellbringer Drake. Hellbringer Drake doesn't have any restrictions anymore in that regard.
No. Also with Roots of Stone, you can like throw this on a lot of the D3. Like still a lot of Dweghom is D3. So you can put it on that to get up to that 4.
Not as much as there probably should be, but yes.
Yeah, still a lot of
so like you get Automata love that buff, for example.
Weirdly enough, Flame Berserkers kind of like it. Going to D3 is going to be nice for them.
Flame Berserkers like that, yep. So like an Ancestor list, your fucking Ballast Day that you're probably throwing in front somewhere, they take that very well as well.
Okay, sweet. I'm glad we kind of gone through those spells. Lost Ancestor. What's this guy's Jibba the Jam? He's changed a little bit. He's still doing a ton of damage. He has lethal demise 6. What the fuck? Why? Why does it have lethal demise 6? He's a brute. In addition to never dies fighting, instead gains lethal demise 6. Okay, so that's cool. The regiment carrying attached to immediately becomes awake. Oh wow! So he just draw events. You're awake now. And if I recall correctly, he'll probably be in a unit of loss who gives +1 speed to everybody around them because they're awake now.
Correct.
Wow, look at that. We're already winning. At the beginning of a friendly lost or found activation before draw events are resolved, they may spend 2 markers from your pool to become awake. Sweet. He just does this. So if you're running a tempered, you just kind of take one of these and you're lost or already like, all right, go faster.
I don't know. I imagine he shows up in tempered builds every now and again. Yeah, it's weird. I think he probably more often shows up in Ardent because Ardent is just like lacking for tools. They want the speed. They don't have many tools anyway. Tempered is very self-sufficient in terms of like a broad strategy.
Yeah.
So they don't need to lean on him. He does also get to pick another elemental school. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did not.
He could be School of Earth on top of those spellcasts or School of Fire or whichever. He picks one of those, yeah.
Wow, he's a Wizard 6. Well, he's not... We know we can get higher, but... Actually, no, if he's running both creeds, he could spend tokens to go up to 9, and then also... Oh my god, he can also become a super wizard. He'll max out to 11, but anyway. What are his 2 spells, though? Because I know these have changed.
It's he gives someone dread within 12 inches, which yay D4 dread, and then he auto casts 1+ X hits, where X is the number of awakened regiments nearby, up to a max of 6.
Jesus Christ! I think you might want to run this guy in clans because everyone's gonna be fucking awakened clans. He just does free damage.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, right?
Yeah. Cool. Is there any upgrades you want to specifically call out, like relics and masteries?
I mentioned it a little bit before, but World Breakers is poised to be like the most auto-pick 50-point fucking mastery in the game. I don't even think there's any other 50-point masteries, but you can't be reduced below defense, evasion, resolve. Your character can, and then if it's awakened, the regiment gets the bonus as well. This document is about to force everybody and their fucking mother to bring as much cleave as possible. There's so much of it. And because everyone's going to have to bring a bunch of cleave to deal with this, World Breakers is going to have a lot of value. Like, you're going to get your 50 points value out of that. So that's the big one to look after.
So, what's the build? Are you doing Hold Ray with this, and then him and Thanes, and the Thanes just don't die? Or are you going to do Dragon Slayers? Or, like, what do you want to do with this?
So Dragon Slayers got a huge glow up only to be made the same fucking cost as the Ironclad, who also got a glow up. So Dragon Slayers, I don't think are played outside of Ardent. And even there, I'm not sure that they actually make the cut. So, yay, well done. I guess we got to sell some fucking monsters or something like that. I don't fucking know. Like, Thanes and Dragon Slayers are the same kit. So if Thanes got the ridiculous glow up, we get to sell a bunch of Thanes, and then we can still sell our monsters, I guess. So the build that I'm looking at that I still need to put on the table to see if it's as bullshit as I think it is that Thanes brick I was describing. It's 6 of those. So 6 stands of 30 wounds of like unbreakable, untouchable, oblivious, R5 until the very end almost. Fucking D4, the whole shebang with World Breakers, and then it's 2 MSUs of Thanes. Because those are like they're D3 shield R4 fucking toughest Vanguard.
Cleave 1.
Cleave work. 1. They'll grind stuff down. The Warden's Brick. Oh yeah, the other upgrade is Crown of Ushkalod, which is +1 March and Impact 2 to an infantry regiment. which is how we're getting those fucking ridiculous sprinting faster than horses wardens, which pisses me off to no end that exists, but here we are. So it's the Thane, or it's a Reg and a Brick of the Thanes, an Exemplar and a Brick of Wardens with that upgrade, so they're kind of just like the hammer to the Thane anvil. 2 of the Thane FSUs, a Ballistay, a Warrior, and 2 Ironclads. And that's the entire fucking list. And what is that? That's 6 regiments of D4. Oblivious. R3 or R4 that the opponent has to chew through. On top of everything else, and then the Wardens just show up fucking unga-bungaing their way into Ogham Coin glory. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a bunch of bullshit. Chrono Escalade is one of the big ones. Worldbreaker is the absolute big one. A bunch of others here are kind of, we have a couple of really good 5-point ones. One lets you always die fighting, so if you're not ardent, you can make use of that. Another one is just a straight +1 attack. That's always useful on a character.
Yeah, 5 points character. For that. That's a steal.
That's crazy.
That's a good upgrade.
Yeah.
Litanies of Victory also kind of like the character, the regiment the character's at you just is awakened. Like that's a nice little tenor.
That in combination with Worldbreakers is incredible because you don't have to worry about it ever. Your Worldbreakers is always on. Ooh. With the Reg, that lets you spread around where the Awakens goes even further, right? Because he doesn't have to turn on his own unit.
Did we joke? Was this in the pre-ramble? But we joke about. I think it was in the pre-ramble where we were joking about like Weavers and the seeding. It's Dweghom and the Awakening. Spread my Awaken.
They seed.
They seed Awaken the fuck up.
Wokeness, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so tired. I hate this document.
You're literally doing nothing and everyone is awake. Like, it's not a mechanic.
Yeah.
They just basically force you to do extra. It's like, this sounds like playing the game with extra steps.
I'll go ahead and say it now. I really, truly, honestly believe that they somehow... For context, I've heard it said many a time that like the old Dweg doc was very boring and very simple and very straightforward, and that is very true, right? Like there weren't any ridiculous mechanics or anything going on in it, but that didn't mean that it was easy to play, right? Like you had to really consider where you were positioning. Dweg inherently doesn't adjust well on the fly because it doesn't have good reinforcement or movement shenanigans. So like you have to have a really good sense of how you want the battle to go and how your slow little bastards are going to fucking windshield wipe the way across the board. And that takes skill of a kind. But like this document, it's just like it adds all this busy work only for the thing to be as brain dead as everyone thought the previous document was. Which is such a fucking achievement. I can't even believe that they managed to pull it off. You have a almost 2.0 style defensive increase across the board. Where like in 2.0, Dweg just got like 30 wounds and then lost like 50 points from all of its builds. You know what I mean? Or gained 50 points, I guess you could say. It feels very reminiscent of that. But then on top of all that, we got those movement shenanigans that I was just saying was a weakness, right? Like, we got fucking Crown of Ushkalad. They were like, hey, heavy Thanes are slow, so let's make them medium and flank and vanguard. On top of it, fucking +1 movement on Awakened and maybe Crown on top of all that.
Hear
you know what I mean? Like
Relentless March, friendly infantry add +1 to their march for their second march. And that's for everybody for 30 points. I think you're taking that, to be honest. That sounds just fucking sweet.
It's actually kind of tough to squeeze that in.
It is, but I agree.
I can absolutely see some stuff playing around with that.
Well, you're spending 60 points just for the Worldbreaker combo.
Yeah, but like you're gonna get your value out of that. Like that's the bullshit. Like you like I said, you're forcing so much cleave on the battlefield that you will absolutely get 50 points of value out of Worldbreakers. I have no doubt in my mind. They strengthened all of the Dweg's strengths and then like mitigated their weaknesses and threw a bunch of fucking bullshit on top of that you have to do for some reason, and then called it a document, I guess.
This sounds like pre-Heos or pre-Happy Hour Euronian SK. Oh my god.
Like that's like I don't want to harp on it for too much longer, but I really just wish that it wasn't like such a of all the reworks, we're how many into it now? 5? This is the 5th one.
With Droon,
4?
Nords, 100K,
SK and Dweg.
Would we call what happened to SK on May 12th a rework?
I mean, SK is like.
It's been slowly.
Was
it's
halfway
like
to
states where it was like slowly getting updates to a point where it's like this is playable and good.
Well, I was gonna say it's like halfway to what happened to WoD, where WoD got a rework, and then they basically got a second rework to fix the original rework, and they almost kind of got that in this one.
Yeah.
Their track record is bad. I don't think it's controversial to say that they've got a terrible track record with these reworks. The only good one was 100K out of the gate, and apparently they didn't think so because 100K got a bunch of fucking buffs in this last document. So I really don't know where they're coming from with a lot of their decision making. I assume a lot of it has things to do that don't have to do with the game. So that's my feeling on the matter. This is such a fucking absurd document.
You want to know something, though?
What's that?
Dragon Slayers finally got Fearless.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. They got Fearless, they got D4, they got Vanguard, and then they get to look at this fucking Drake that's next to them that's like, hey, I still do all the things you do, but better. I'm like, oh, okay. Either way, when they kill something, they also make everything within 8 become awakened.
Yeah, but the Drake just says when it's awakened, everyone's awakened around like 6 inches of it. What I feel is much easier. Doesn't take hits from or a death or lethal. Plus 2 charges against monsters is good on this regiment.
Hey, Dweg, you get to not be shattered, but we know that sucks, so we're going to make you feel better by making you awakened everywhere also. Yeah.
Bitch, you can't shatter me. Okay, weirdly enough, I do agree with you. I want to play Dragon Slayers, but that Ironclad Drake is looking a lot better. So let's... Like
I said, like they the free clash on the way out the door from Ardent for Dragon Slayers is not bad, right? So like maybe they see some play there, but the same points for the Ironclad package over Dragon Slayers, I'll take Ironclad day in and day out.
Yeah, the pop up to D4. It's okay. So here's the thing, though: the Ironclad Drake no longer has the E2. It also has no Harden.
Yep.
So you do need Cleave. Like it is forcing you, but also the Dragon Slayers lost their Harden, but they are D4. So it is forcing that Smite and that Cleave meta to start rearing its head again.
That's what the original, like that's what the immediate thought is, obviously, right? But then you consider that like the vast majority of the regiments in the army have this stat line. Like that clans list I was just telling you guys about, 5 of the 8 regiments are D4. And then most of those end up being oblivious. And the ones that aren't D4 are D3, I resolve.
Did you know that the Initiates had Phalanx? So they're
I
think they used to be D3 with a shield to 4, but now they're D2 shield Phalanx.
Correct.
So they got a
they picked up pike formation.
Yeah.
On top of that, which is the big thing.
What's good? They have a set charge range of 8. What's fine? They don't have a banner anymore by the looks of it. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have a banner. Cool.
They don't have a banner?
No,
it's actually really funny if they don't have a banner.
Yeah, no, but they have Phalanx, remember that? So like they're forced to be
I guess not. Yeah, you're right.
3, so they can't because it fucking still wouldn't do anything. Because then that gets into the
no, they do have a banner.
Where does it say they have a banner?
Command models.
Oh,
it says it right there. I'm looking at it.
Okay, but does that get into the thing like, okay, your charge is now March +3. It's like that Juggernaut thing where people are like, oh, but because I can re-roll it, I can try to go for the 6. It's like, no, that's not how that works. You're just capped. I'm kind of fine with Initiates being March +3 because you're using them as an anvil anyway.
Initiates are kind of, I think, one of the other losers in this document because they didn't like get the obscene glow up that a lot of the other regiments got for no fucking reason. They picked up pike formation. That's solid. That's good. But that's like basically it. And then they're weaker in the flank.
Yeah.
For it. So I think they're also a little more expensive compared to the previous version. But
they're 150. I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. I do want to talk about Fireforge, who are They went from AP2 to AP1, but they do have an empowerment thing where they get a +2 barrage, so they go from they're 3 base, they go up to 5. So you have to empower them to get back to their old volume of shots. Did they go down in points? I think they were like 180 before.
They went down. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of needed to at that point, but like besides that, they're still fine. Oh, they went up +1 attack, now we're attack 3. That's kind of nice.
They did all that, and then Flamecaster lets them chuck a unaimed volley in melee at the cost of their clash action. So they're like, you can spend 20 points to make them a little bit better in melee. I don't think you actually ever do that. I think they're fucking ridiculous at 160.
Yeah,
this stat line, because you just take 2 of them. They work best in pairs because you throw them up there. You lose prio. They charge 1. I mean, they probably charge the one you don't shoot with, but in any case, like 1 lands, something lands into your Fire Forge, and then the other one's sitting right there to blast the shit out of it. And this unit, 16 shots is 8 AP1s. If that exact scenario I described, which should happen pretty often, happens, then that's they get the barrage 6. So that's like 9 or 10 AP1s.
Yeah.
Closer, that's pretty good for 160 points.
Yeah, that really is good. They were barrage 4 before, so now they're at the barrage 3.
Yeah,
I think they were getting like 13 shots or something, if I recall.
Yeah, before, yeah.
Yeah. We're just kind of going through some of the units. Like, I think we gotta touch on kind of each of the units just to be like, not super in depth. Like, Flame Berserkers, we've kind of talked about a little bit. Their stat line is all the same, except they now have no resolve, and they went from D3 to D2. They did gain an evasion, what's kind of nice. Then they have the Life for Glory, what's like, this doesn't have resolve. A character cannot be attached to this regiment. Ooh. If the regiment,
enterprising.
They can't be broken. If they were to be broken, they become awakened. That's nice. If they are awakened, they gain lethal demise. Okay, yeah. So they're literally, they can take a Herald of Fire. What the hell does the Heralds do? Because a lot of these guys can take officers.
Herald of Fire is reroll 6s, if I remember right.
So they go Clash 3, Inspire to 4, reroll 6s for 20 extra points. I guess if I haven't bought all the other upgrades that I want to buy.
So the shtick of the Heralds is that they let some Untouchable Herald is the best Herald. I guess maybe the other ones you find some use for. I don't think so.
Linebreaker Herald, cost. I don't think you care about it, but Untouchable Herald on those things is going to be
the big one is that they spread the battlefield rolls around. So if you're in a tempered list and you take a Herald of Fire, it sends the tempered tag to the person. So like you could take your Flame Berserkers and they get a tempered tag. Right.
Same thing with Ardent.
I don't even say it.
Same thing with Ardent.
Correct. Yeah, it goes back and forth, right? So I don't know, tempered doesn't. I don't think the tempered tag actually does that much because most of their stuff keys off of the forged tag instead. But the tempered one lets you spend a marker to become awakened or some fucking stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ardent just lets you be Ardent, but Ardent gets a lot more out of its tags. So, for example, I think the Magma Forged, you take Herald of Magma in an Ardent list to get the Ardent tag. All of a sudden, they're getting all those Ardent bonuses from the thing.
Yeah, and then Cleave 2 with Linebreaker is going to be actually nice on them, so maybe you take for Herald of Magma on the Magma Forge. That
actually gets to be a gross unit with the Steel Shaper in there, because the Steel Shaper gives them Terrifying 1.
Jesus Christ.
They get Linebreaker. Magma Forge, by the way, another D4 unit now. Although they have to activate for it. Yeah. Theme here.
Okay, let me scroll up. I'm looking at the Memomancer Apprentice.
Memomancer. That's unyielding.
Yeah.
Which smells gross.
That's good. Yeah, they're 190, so I think they stayed the same cost.
They did.
But their thing of spend token, if you spend 2 tokens, gain the regiment may spend a token and gain 1 effect. So they get +2 charge, that's pretty nice. Or if they spend 3, they'll get both tokens, so +2 charge and +1 defense. So they either get +2 charge or +1 defense. I kind of think you're if you're going into that turn of that big fight, you're gonna spend 3 tokens to get +1 defense and +2 charge to make sure you get in there. But if you're just I'm gonna be fighting a thing that I have a good chance of just killing anyway and I don't need it, you just go in. Or if you think you're gonna get hit, you just spend it. I like that choice. The token flippity flop.
Yeah. I think, like you said, a lot of cases, I think you can get away with one or the other.
Yeah.
But every now and again, you'll do both and feel good about it.
Same thing with the Steel Forge. You're probably just spending for that +2 attacks because like going from 5 to 7 is going to be really good. But there are going to be times where you want that harder one, especially when your opponent has like a cleave unit across from them.
Right.
It just keeps them alive. They're D4, like they're fucking around. What's the point cost on those Steel Forge? Are they still 200? Oh, they're 210. No, they're still the same. They were 210 before.
Yep.
I'm gonna scroll back up and work my way down again. Yeah, there's Drain Slayers. Okay, so we talked about the Flame Berserkers, Hellbringer Drake. Anything really like different about the Hellbringer Drake? Did it lose? It's 180.
Yeah, it's cheaper now. It's got more attacks. It's got more wounds.
Oh yeah, it's
and it does all the other things that you remember it doing.
Yeah, defense resolve 3, speed 7, still the same volley.
Oh, and for some reason, currently in the Hellbringer Mastery, there's a cap on the armor penetration for like spending 5 tokens to buff up the barrage, but there's no cap on the armor penetration for the medium one.
So god! But can you?
It's some stupid shit.
Can you spam it though? Like, can you spam the empowerment? The regiment.
How does this work?
So it spends a token to gain the effect. That's the thing, though. Can you spam the effect baseline? If you just keep spending tokens on it, or is it a one and done?
So it's a one and done, and it's different tiers. So the base one is +1 or +2 barrage, right, and +1 AP. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then the next tier is a total of 3 to gain the benefits twice, which is I think what takes it up to AP3 because they didn't fucking put the clause in there correctly. Because then the separate sentence afterwards is it may choose to spend a total of 5 and gain the benefits 3 times to a maximum of AP2. So your choices are essentially
14 shots AP3 or 16 shots AP2. Oh yeah. Wow, get fucked and die.
Yeah, absolute game design, man. It's just really well done.
But baseline, if you're just taking Hellbringer Drake with no rider, you can only spend a token to get the bonus once.
Okay, and honestly, like for 180 points, this guy is a fucking steal, even without the rider. Like, there's a ridiculously good regiment.
I'm gonna miss that rider, to be honest. That was just like the Dweghom way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running a sorcerer, you probably still throw one up there. That's too good to not do. But yeah, it's not like required.
Okay. I wanna say glory to the Hold Warriors. They're finally fucking Resolve 3. Thank God. That's it.
Yeah, they're still fucking filler, but that is nice.
Hold Ballista dropped down 10 points, but also lost 2 inches of shooting. So range 16 instead of 18, but are 130. I think you're still taking Ballista. They're a fantastic wall, even to this day.
Yeah, battle state roll. They just got better.
We talked about Thanes are fucking cracked. We could.
Yep.
Infernal Automata. So now that they're mainstay, are you looking at them at all? Like, they do have fluid. They got Impact 2, Aura of Death. They're speed 7. They got some decent runes, some defense and resolve evasion. Like, they got a decent stat line at 170. Not being restricted is really nice. And then if you empower them, they get +1 to their March and +2 impact, so they go to March 8. Impact 4. Like, are they worth it at 170? Are you looking at these guys at all? I think you can use them as early generators for tokens if you really need to.
I mean, you don't give a fuck about that. I am looking at them because I think to me it's a question of like I think you almost always include one.
Okay,
they're a really good unit. They're very good at punishing any early aggression because they kind of just they fluid formation around and then smack the shit out of something that did it. They're only better at it too because +1 March and +2 impact. That becomes an average of 4 impact hits, and then a bunch of attacks that amount to about like 9 or 10 hits, and then AOD 4.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And then if you're running it with Steel Shaper, they get some healing on top of that when they spell the marker. So they've got a lot going for them right now. To me, it's a question of whether you run 2 of them and just like a ballast day. Because as we know, it's 1 or 3 lights. It's never 2. I mean, sometimes it's two, but it's to me, it's a question of if you just like if they're your one light, or if you go on a more of a kind of a light, heavy, tempered style. My guess is one light. I don't know that you need to necessarily get that aggressive with them or get that committed with them, but they're playable again. Then that's a victory in and of itself, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking at them.
Yeah, okay, that's good. We kind of talked about the Hellbringer Drake. He does have unstoppable. The only thing I want to mention is that like when the Hellbringer Drake becomes awakened, all clans within 6 of them immediately become awakened. We've already talked about that. Sorry,
Ironclad Drake.
My apologies. The Ironclad, we've already talked about him. I do agree with you. Like if you're running a hold ray, you're just making this guy awakened, and you're positioning him to like bubble out to everything else, so that the awaken mechanic just doesn't matter.
The big change for him is that he picked up a wound and lost to relentless blows.
Yeah,
essentially. But then he's getting much better army roll bonuses. So, and D4 R3 instead of R4 D3. So he's like better into shooting, while also still being really good in the melee because Oblivious makes up for the R loss.
That's right. When they're awakened, they all gain Oblivious. So.
Correct.
Oh,
remember I said a lot of that stuff starts showing up in these. So like that fucking clans list I was telling you guys about.
And Iron Discipline.
And Iron Discipline. So you have two fucking R4 D4 R3 Oblivious Drakes on top of that Dame Brick, and then the thing has shoes. Like, it boggles the brain.
Jesus, man, I think I'm just gonna play Dweghom. Just I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
run
think
forward.
About the game ever.
Yeah, just run forward. I'll be fine. You want to talk about
polish your brain to the fucking smoothest marble that you could possibly
get those smooth ass nipples because we're talking about the Lost.
Hey,
and then we talk about the Found. You can talk about these guys because you've actually played them.
So the Lost are how you get the stupid March 8 Wardens, because when they're awakened, everybody within 8 gets +1 March. So you just have some Wardens nearby, and then like crown in them, and then somehow your Wardens are just outpacing horses. Otherwise, they have a draw event to hand Relentless Blows out, and they've been kind of reworked from their live version, where they're still pretty tough, pretty brawly. 6 wounds, D3, R4. R4 is actually an improvement there. They lost Cleave, and they lost an attack, but they picked up Lethal Demise 3, so they're kind of blowing up on their way out the door. They're still solid. They're solid enough. I think the movement buff is more than enough reason to take them. I don't know. I mean, they feel like the obvious home for the Ancestor, but the Ancestor can also take Steelforged.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty sure you put him in the Steelforged almost all the time.
So you take an Ancestor, Lost, Steelforged? Because to be honest, I kind of feel like you only really need one unit of Lost. And if you just position the movement buff in the right spot, and then you kind of have him as a follow-up, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see a list really relying on them for much. They're a little expensive for what they bring compared to other stuff. But you do want that move buff somewhere.
Also the draw event for Relentless Blows. Like, you can give Relentless Blows to the Wardens and then speed buff them.
You'll get that every now and again, yeah.
It's a nice
Most of the time it'll go on them.
Tell me about the Found, because I'm flippity floppity on the Found still.
Yeah, I want to mess with them some more before I give like a really strong opinion one way or the other. They're very tough and they're very tanky, which is some value there. But for 180 points, you want some output, and they don't have output. They don't shoot very hard. They have Barrage 3, 14 inches, Volley 2, and they sometimes get to Barrage 4, 18 inches, still Volley 2. So like it's a question of like, do I poke you 5 times and probably not kill a stand, or do I poke you 6 times and still probably not kill a stand? Their main shtick is that they give -1 March to whatever they hit, or at least whatever they wound. And -1 March can fuck with some things, like it fucks with people's reforms. Obviously, it fucks with people's charges. My concern is that the stuff that you are landing it on from 18 inches out, if you're landing it on slow stuff, you probably already don't care. If you're landing it on fast stuff, those things are probably still making it to where they need to be for the next turn. So I don't know how much this guy is actually going to fuck with stuff. I would at most expect maybe you splash 1 into a list as like a kind of toolkit thing, but I don't know that you ever get 180 points of value back out of it. So this unit also strikes me as one of the weaker units, at least compared to other stuff, right? In this document, it strikes me as one of the weaker ones.
I feel like these guys would be valued like Deso drones for their utility, but because of their stat line, they have to have a higher cost because, like, the stat line will cause people problems. Like,
yeah, a lot of it
4 wound 6. Like, it is meat to chew through.
They're tanky. They're absolutely tanky. So like they'll stand in, like someone might try to tag them by like mark charging them or something, and then they'll actually like grind it out a little bit with them. But they have men-at-arms attack stats, right? So like they're not that good in close combat.
No, we know it's a bad attack profile.
Yeah. So I can fully imagine splashing one in a ancestor list because you just have easy access to them. But I don't think they're a big go-to. I could be underestimating the -1 March, but the -1 March thing, like, the most obvious thing is obviously fucking with people's charges. That is a very much save or suck scenario. Where, like, alright, yeah, I did -1 charge. Oh, you rolled the dice anyway. Okay, well, I guess I enjoyed hitting you a few times.
Instead of a 3 with a reroll, you need a 4 with a reroll, but then I cast a spell where you roll 2d6s and pick the lowest, but you still reroll them.
Like, I can't see a scenario where I consider that buff such a high priority thing where I'm going to put it high enough in the stack where that could possibly matter in the course of a turn, essentially. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. You'll probably find those scenarios. I don't know that you'll find them often enough to justify the cost.
It's too many points for a tempo loss if you're trying to make work out of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go all the way down to Stoneforge. So he's got his unstable alloys, I think, is changed for the better. Instead of giving Harden into shooting, it's giving them untouchable for reroll 6s. I like that one better. It's just more consistent to a lot of the guns in the game. And I kind of wish it was into the volley or into spellcasting as well, because it was kind of set up to be like an anti-magic thing, but whatever. It's a better defensive tech. And then the regiment chooses to either heal 3 or add +2 to its March characteristic if you spend a token on it. So March 6 to March 8 is kind of nice, and then once it is in combat on its 20 wounds, healing 3 is going to be good for it. D4R4 with no evasion is actually a really good stat line. Bit tough to chew through. It doesn't have that weird bless mechanic going on where you gotta spend a bunch of tokens. It doesn't have that weird gain attacks when spending tokens and all that stuff. Unless the throne gives it something, what I have to double check. But it's kind of like a big defensive monster.
So these are the things to consider, right? Monsters, obviously, they have the smaller stand. So there's less frontage someone can get into fighting them. And they'll often find those corners where it's disadvantageous, like they have to combat reform to get more stats to contact. So D4 is doing a lot of work there. D4 is also doing a lot of work into the shooting coming their way, which kind of ameliorates, what we're talking about with the stands not getting, because you can obviously probably shoot the monster over the stands. But then Unstable Alloys makes all shooting, instead of just specifically high AP shooting, worse into the guy. And then on top of all that, 20 wounds is obviously a huge thing. Heal 3 for the marker. If you're Steel Shaper Warlord, that's heal 5. So that guy heal 5.
No. And
on top of all that, if the Steel Shaper is riding him, I was telling you both before, that unstable or that untouchable into volley is like an 8-inch bubble, I think, around. I forget the exact range, but it's a bubble around him now. So and then all those other things I just said about defensive bonuses and everything, minus the frontage, applies. So he becomes he shores up one of the kind of weaknesses of tempered, which is if someone's shooting back at you with longer range stuff, because Dweg are pretty knife fighty when it comes to their range. You'll take some hits on the way in and be weakened. He kind of just mitigates that in a really impactful way. And then if you have the Steel Shaper on there, that kind of makes up for 10 attacks. You know what I mean? He's a ridiculous. Someone on a couple of people on the Discord were when the document came out, they were like, we're still not stone on the Stoneforge. I'm like, what do you mean?
He's good.
It's flat D4, my guy. On top of everything else, fuck, heal 5. I don't know what else to tell you.
Here's my question.
They're gross.
To spend a token, does the regiment need to be on the table?
I don't. I'm gonna guess no.
Because
I assume he can march onto the board with it.
So yeah, like because for turn 1 he did +2 speed, so he goes to 8, runs 16. He is now relevant.
Yeah.
Or turn 4, if he still needs to like get somewhere, he runs 16. He is still relevant.
Like, I imagine it applies in the same way that, because Wandering regiments can chant coming onto the board.
Yeah. Like,
so I assume it's the same thing. Because this is a chant faction, not a stack faction, a chant faction.
Cassandra, you either chant or you stack.
Like I said, oh no, I was saying that about the Weavers, but never mind.
Same thing.
And they'd be like, well, this is a little bit of both, but I haven't been right either time so far, so.
The Dweghom coin is real. Last regiment we got here to talk about is Wardens, and then we'll have Bryan go off after.
I kind of already did.
I know.
But I'll do it a little bit again.
I like Wardens. They're 190. They got their banner. They're good. Done. Everything stayed the same. They also gain line break when they're awakened. They're good.
Yeah, I would say they're roughly in the same power level. They lost an attack and lost in a resolve, but they picked up Flurry and I would say somewhat conditional awakened, but as we've seen, these are woke Wardens now. So they also benefit a lot.
Woke Wardens these days.
Yeah, every last one. Can we change SJW to woke Wardens? That sounds badass as fuck. That's a much better way.
That's what I'm going to be calling it from now on.
Hell yeah, woke Wardens, dude. They also they love the fuck out of New Arden. Always die fighting, 6 attacks, cleave 1 flurry. Clash 3 is pretty nasty. If line breaker's on, Jesus Christ. Into the relevant targets. Heal 4 lethal demise, they like that too, you know what I mean? And then, like we were saying, like they get to fucking sprint with the best of them. They're the one, because Flame Berserkers are the only other like M6 infantry, but Flame Berserkers can't have a character in them anymore. Wardens are now the chosen ones and get to reach to M7 and then potentially M8. So that they make best use of the crown.
Yeah, you're right. I do. Yeah. There are times though I'm like, yeah, you can throw a character in Magma Forge. They get +2 to their charge. You could crown that to 7,
I fully,
8. No, 5.
I've seen people
6,
fucking
7,
with the
9, and then 10 auto 10 right there on the Magma Forge. That's kind of mean.
I've seen people trying to like shoehorn in the Thane's Brick into their tempered builds, but I strongly suspect that I think you probably just run the Magma Forge Brick instead, because you get the synergies and it's almost as good because it's basically Bastion.
Yeah, and if you didn't do anything, then you just
get a better Bastion because it doesn't get turned off by Lightbreaker. Yeah. So, because World Breakers isn't locked to any creed or anything like that, so like,
oh god,
Ardent, Tempered clans, it's available.
It's gonna be mean as fuck.
Yeah. I a few days like. I don't know if this was the correct thing to do because Drake Chat was really enjoying themselves with all the new toys and how powerful everything looked, and I went in there because I felt compelled to say that I hope you guys are really entertaining at the table because the army sure as hell isn't going to be. I don't know how many people are going to want to play into it.
What are we talking about? Parabellum's kept the flavor of Dweghom.
Yeah.
They've done it. It's been like that for years.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Cass.
Well, it's just it's hard to deny that the devs they're not in their minds the Dweghom guys. I feel like this has become the Mary Sue faction for the devs.
Damn
straight. I've heard that supposedly this is like Stavros' most beloved favorite faction. I have no comment on whether that's true or not. I think it is a document of a good number of contradictions because there's obviously they really went out with trying to really emphasize the philosophical natures of each side and how they don't play together well, and we went into the whole thing about how they have to play together well to make the fucking war game work. But for all that lore, and all that emphasis on it, there's like GW levels of reductionism throughout this fucking document. And it's like less than what I'd seen at various points in the playtest, but like, you know, I mean, fuck, you got, what are these supremacies called? Firstborn of War, Herald of War, Paragon of War, with your Fireforged and the Forge Master and the, like, it's just, it's both very complex and very simple. And the difference of like I literally cannot describe it better than all this busy work and still brain dead. Frankly, I get the sense that, you know, there was a lot of choices made here that were ad hoc, needed in the moment given the design direction they were going. I think the marker cap and tempered creed is a huge example of that. If that cap, like, from every other mechanic that we see for the markers, like, there was no restriction on that shit. So just like the hard cap of 10 got slapped in there, and now it may be kind of somewhat you have to think about it, right? The Awakened, like, I don't know that they really thought about how easy and how often it's available. And, like, you know, Ardent supposedly really wants to spread around and make Awakened their main thing, but, like, what did we see that you get Awakened?
Clans.
From, like, you get the movement buff, you get Linebreaker, and then you get, like, a little extra lethal demise, right? Like, I didn't really feel, like, you don't really feel that Ardent is really making really good use of Awakened. Awakened is supposed to be the main Dweg thing. It feels like a fucking tacked on afterthought to tempered units, right? Like, it only really calls out for, like, I fully expect people have read this thing up and down and did not realize that they awakened off of spending markers. Like, I fully expect that has happened all over the place already.
Well, it's really hard to, like, actually see that little bit of text because it's in, like, when you read the document itself. Where is it? Hold on, I'll find it. In addition, performance deal, blah blah blah. A friendly performs a free spell, mainly. It's somewhere in here. I think it's actually higher up when in the creeds. Yeah, it's under the Forge. It's the last line. When it spends an elemental power token for the purpose of empowerment ability, immediately considered to be awakened until end of round. Remember, it's always like read the second sentence. It's 100% that. Like, everyone reads the first sentence in a rule, they never, like, read it to the end. And usually that end little bit, like, adds on enough context, if it's done properly, to clarify 90% of the problems with the actual rule itself.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, because it's very much, like, there's bolded parts in it, like, marker is bolded in this little paragraph. All Forge regiments gain the following draw event. Forge is bolded. Forged by the elements draw event, bolded. Markers bolded. Elemental power token is bolded. They don't bold and awaken, and it's like until end of round. So, like, I feel like if they bolded the awakened, people would probably, like, catch it with their eye. But I did not catch that originally when I read through this, to be honest.
And Awakened is attached to the gift, which is, like, supposed to be the uniting element of the Dweghom, right? That's what makes them Dweghom, is they have this gift. Which is part of what makes its kind of tacking on to the Forge thing so dissonant in a lot of ways, because they're not really reliant on it, other than, you know, I guess Tempered Steel Shaper fucking loves vibing with it. Some shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really a...
can't be broken, perform a rally.
Yeah. The faction that supposedly, you know, you would expect the really stark divide to be mostly evident between the Ardent and the Tempered. So, like, alright, Tempered barely cares about Awakened, so maybe Ardent really cares about Awakened, but honestly, Ardent doesn't really care all that much about Awakened either. No. It just kind of just seems to be Awakened everywhere, but, like, it doesn't gain that many benefits from it. Clans makes better use of it than Ardent does.
Yeah, and Clans is going to have a better time getting it out there to trigger on Ardent stuff anyway.
Yeah. And then Clans and Ardent are kind of, you know, like we've mentioned this before, but, like, They may as well be the same sub. They play better. They may as well be the same sub faction for how well they're built to play together, right? And that again also kind of. So this was a very ambitious document. You could tell from a lot of different corners, but I think they just ran up against translating what they wanted from the lore to the tabletop, and I think they really stumbled and struggled with actually making that happen in a really clean and fair way. And that's what's led to, admittedly, in a lot of areas, there's a lot of really cool, flavorful additions here, right? Steel Shaper with Smite and fucking Terrifying One. Yeah. All right, that's pretty badass. I've got no complaint about that. The Exemplar being a character now and being a duelist, also very cool. I'm not even really opposed to the idea that Tempered is there's a bunch of fucking warm energy in the air and they're focusing it on different parts of the battlefield. That's cool. That's all fine. But the overall package, it definitely feels like it lacked a lot of restraint and it lacked a lot of vision, or at least a clear idea of where it wanted to go. And it ended up being a lot of kind of patchy adding on decisions based on kind of vague ideas of where we wanted the lore to sit. And I think it shows. I think this is a very fine, I would love to say first draft. We all know how long we waited for this fucking document.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got problems, and it's got balance problems and design problems, and I'm not terribly happy or impressed with it.
If you let's say power the document itself. If I want to say 90% of the player base agree that 100K is the best designed document in the game, and that's quotes the power level. I feel like the players and Parabellum want the game to be around, within reason around there. I feel like Wadroon and Nords, I'd have to recheck Wadroon. Nah, I don't have to recheck Wadroon. Wadroon and Nords also fit around there as well currently. Where do you think this Dweg document sits around based upon 100K? If that's our if you are by 100K, you are good. If you're below it, you're not good. If you're above it, you're also not good.
It's well above it. It's the new asshole on the block. I'm pretty sure. I don't know which is the most powerful build. I don't know what's optimal. I'm not going to claim anything like that. I'm guessing Clans is probably the biggest bullshit. Tempered is very close behind. That's my gut.
People into death.
Yeah. But whatever it ends up shaking out to be, until this thing is patched, this guy is basically the most meta-warping thing. Now, I would say that it has a clear answer, unlike Sorcerer Kings and Euroni, which, for various reasons, were either just, kind of pure math, particularly on the Euroni part, but Sorcerer Kings was also just, a bunch of bullshit mechanics on top of pure math.
I do love, I think it was Podwis's 5 block of Flamecasters who do, 30 hits, or, have 30 barrage or something or whatever, they do 30 attacks, and because of the rapid volley, they end up with, 45 attack, or 45 hits. It was
and that was... Fuck? And that was a specific innovation to deal with Euroni, right? Yeah. That's the kind of bullshit that. So this document, obviously the answer is Cleave, but I've heard a number of from different quarters now. Oh yeah, I've got this perfect answer to the Thane's Brick, or I've got this perfect answer to the thing, whatever. And I'm all right, you handle the Thane's Brick. What are you going to do about the 2 Ironclads and the 2 Thane's MSUs? And the fucking Usain Bolt Wardens. And all the other bullshit that's coming. You know what I mean? There's just such a fucking density of crap now that's heading your way that, again, is faster than Dweghom has ever been. And has brought more power to bear in a much more aggressive way than Dweghom ever has. So it's tough. So I think that basically what we're going to be looking at is factions are either going to figure out what the proper cleave balance is to handle Dweg without losing too much into every other matchup, or they're not. So that's the big question. So this document is definitely the thing that everyone's going to have to figure out how to work around right now. And we'll see how that progresses over the next few months until January.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, because of like where this document is and what it's doing, I don't think it's going to get an emergency patch, like let's say a month later. I would be surprised if it did.
Yeah. I don't think it will.
I don't think it's like
they'll be very happy to leave it be.
Atrocious enough to warrant that. Also, don't think there's enough things in the game to warrant a quick emergency patch that's like a really big offender.
The only thing I would say is that there's a very strong concern because Dweg is historically one of the big NPE factions.
It's the gatekeeper.
It's the gatekeeper.
If you're good at the game, you can beat Dweg. If you're not good at the game, you have issues into Dweg. Simple as that. Like I'm gonna be really blunt about that, dear listener. It's been like that since version 2. It's been like that back in 1.5. Like Dweg was the gate of are you able to use the systems of the game to win in the game itself?
And that's why I harp so hard on all these movement and reinforcement buffs. Because the reason why that was the case is because good players position better, and Dweg is weak at positioning. That is less so, and is much less so. Like, they have so much more ability to define what they want for the board state and putting the pressure on when they want to put it. So that on top of the defensive increase, I think that's going to start translating to some pretty rough experiences on different tables.
Yeah, like I would not be surprised if the return of the was it negative play experience Dweghom. I wouldn't be surprised if there's people who were like, "Oh, go ahead."
You know how many people are going to quit the game when that fucking Wizard 10 shit fucking hits them for the first time?
You know what you're talking about? The Wizard 12 like, after it hits them the first time? I'll come back in January.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, God forbid. Like, fucking old Flamewall did that to people. Like, yeah, this thing is absolutely, like... Because again, like, if we're talking, like, kind of mid-tier or lower-level players who, for whatever reason, do not do the positioning game as well, and they don't understand why this thing could possibly be balanced, because, frankly, it's not. Like, yeah, that's going to be very frustrating and very infuriating. And that's going to happen on top of, like, all right, I roll with a bunch of dice to clash and kill you. All right, here's a bunch of hits. What'd you lose? A stand? But I rolled all the dice. And then he won't even lose a stand a lot of the time.
I played a game back at the start of version 2 into, like, old Dweghom when it was immediately cracked. I charged my Household Knight, like, Death Star bus into a Fireforge unit, did a bunch of hits, got like 10 of them removed. He made the saves, and then proceeded to Flame Wall, Fireball, Entourage. What killed them? Just off the caster, killed like 6 horses, and then proceeded to Entourage or like seize the day into Fireforge, who shot my Household Knights, my Household Guard half to death, and I think that was like an 8 block and like killed off 4 stands, and I was like, this is phenomenal. And it's like this is like a character, basically a character in a regiment killed off like two massive regiments, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
There's no way I can cross the table safely. Trying to like tie you up is not helping, because it's like, well, he's got guns. How do you shut down guns? You get into him. And it's like the wizard's like, all right, let's go. Like Flame
the steel temple brick that was innovated to deal with the ridiculous Uroni Kami brick of yore. We did the math on that thing into the Holdthanes brick, and it takes 3 stands off the Holdthanes, and then it sits there and dies.
Oh no!
Because the Thanes just sit there and grind it out, like because they need wedge to even begin to start cracking through that. The Thanes don't give a fuck about terrifying. It's
are the Thanes hard in 1, or do they lose the hard in 1?
They're not hard in 1, but the Thane brick will have. So like Cleave 1's going to matter into them. Okay, anything more than Cleave 1, they don't give a fuck about because of World Breakers. But like they're D3 untouchable. They're D3 untouchable, dude.
And they're into Cleave 1.
Yeah, And they don't break, so they're always on, like, I mean, there are 4 either way apparently, but yeah, like they're cracked.
They don't break, they don't shatter. Like you have to kill every single dwarf.
Yeah. So
we should get Kang in here because he's an exterminator, and just be like, all right, how do you deal with this pest?
He's not going to have any good answers for you. He's just as annoyed with it all. Like I fucking stand by it. This is not a. This is a very let's do cool things, Doc. This is not a how do we want this game to look and feel, Doc. Like we had a very good opportunity to very safely introduce like considerations for cleave again. You know what I mean? Like obviously for a while now, it's been kind of volume is king, and volume is still somewhat king. I mean, I can't even say that anymore. You got to bring cleave to fucking deal with this shit. But it's all
king into everything problem, else but Dweg.
Right. Well, that's exactly the problem, right? Like, I'm now have to tailor my army list around this one matchup that I may or may not run into. We are in fucked up rock, paper, scissors, where there's 8 different values, and if you roll the one, you're fucked. Unless you're prepared into it. Like, that is not where you want to be.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that is where we get to be for the next few months.
I have a question for you. May 12th, this document releases. You get your invite to Hios July 1st. You've known about this doc 2 months. Would you have won Dweg at Hios if nothing else changed?
Would I have won with it?
Ran Dweghom. You have 2 months of notice, and then you get your invite, and you have another 2 months of prep. Would you have ran Dweghom, but would you have felt more confident into the current like meta of 1 million Flamecasters and like your Oni bricks?
With this doc?
Yeah, with this doc.
I'd have shit on it. I would have shit on that entire meta. I would have brought like fucking tempered. All those Flamecasters, I'd be like, oh, how many hits is that? Alright, I lose a stand. Here's a bunch of shots back. Yeah, this doc is fucking absurd. The only thing it maybe has a little bit of a hard time with is the Ironi Kami brick, because it relies somewhat on high cleave. But even then, like, I don't know, Wardens fucking hit it and cleave 1 flurry and probably do a fuck ton of damage. Like, yeah, this document's disgusting. I would have absolutely brought it. I would have smacked everyone around with it. I would have fucking taken the whole bag and smacked it over Leo and Stavros' head and be like, why did you design this?
Just put your entire army in a burlap sack and just go to town.
Yeah. Like, it's, yeah. So, if you made it this far, listener, you got to hear about me wanting to brutalize the designers of the game. Well done.
Yay!
I don't actually want to do that. They're really wonderful guys, but oh my god, this thing makes me upset.
Cass,
so, yeah.
What do you think of this document after we've gone through it?
I don't know, it looks strong. Like, it's, I'm not really going to say anything that hasn't already been iterated. It's just, it's a reiteration of the same issue that they've always had with designing Dweg, which is they gave them too much and made it too easy, but that's just going to be life.
And for the next 2 years, this doc is going to slowly get nerfed into the ground, and then they'll have to do another rework.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
The Dweghom memory. One thing I do want to mention, like, after going through this doc with you and talking about it in the synergies and strategies, what is available in it. So the Ray Goons list was pretty like brain dead and like what your stuff did. There was nothing exciting, anything your stuff did, but that entire list was 100% just like what was your positioning on the table, and like that's how you won games. While like clans and the awaken mechanic, it's still the same thing. You just have better stats now.
Yeah,
like
you have better stats and more busy work.
How you play has not changed. They've just done a psychological thing of like you play the little awaken mini game at the start of each turn, and then you just position your shit again. Like, I would not be surprised if people are like, "Oh, this is amazing." It's like you're basically just doing what Ray Goons did, but people were shitting on Ray Goons, and it's like, no, it's a good list.
There are people who are going to really love getting lost in the feeling of whatever the fuck these rules are supposed to be. And that's fine. That is entirely a subjective feel of what they want to do. My guess is that with enough reps, you're going to start seeing the kind of problems underneath the hood. You'll realize that you'll have awaken triggers wherever you need them. There's not really much thought on where you want to put them. The triggers that you do get, Ardent's kind of minuscule in terms of value. Clans is almost hilariously fucking overpowered. But there's no question as to where you put the fucking buff. Temper tokens, same thing. I'm sure people will really love fucking Wizard 20ing people at various times, but it's not really much choice. You kind of just do it and drop the nuke. It's a lot of extra kind of just lore happy mumbo jumbo sitting on top of what is now an easier game plan than ever.
Dweghom has fundamentally not changed. You're still playing the Raygoon style list. It just has extra steps. You're still playing a Dweg Castle. It just has, I wouldn't even call it, well, maybe a little bit extra steps. It might have actually just got buffed. It has gotten buffed.
Yeah.
There's, Dweghom has not fundamentally changed. If you have played Dweghom for a while, it's still the same thing. You have to do your castle. You still have to do your goons and your positioning and your aggro and your pressure, and you're gonna be fine winning games. They've just made it, I guess, easier with the fuck around of awaken and gather more tokens.
You're just gonna get to brutalize your friends for the next couple of months, and then maybe they'll figure out how to cleave you down for it. And then if they don't, then you get to brutalize them even more.
Yeah,
it'll be a good time, I guess.
I don't know. I'll probably have fun playing it around, but once I've dicked around with it, and then be it's literally I'm just playing Raygoons with extra steps. I don't know. I might go back to Nords. Because
I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I'll go ahead and fucking straight up say it. I've got a tournament up in. I'm gonna go to Golden Rhino Games on the 18th. They have a tournament there. I'll see Peter and the lads and all them. But the main reason I'm going is I'm going to take Dweg out for one last spin and smash faces or at least I expect to smash faces if I'm right about how fucking dumb this doc is. And I'm selling off the collection because I want nothing to do with this shit. I'm going to be a Watt or a Weaver boy going forward. Until they change direction. Weavers looks like it might be a good amount of fun. Again, I think it might be some overwrought crap. But I like the cycle of the seasons. Seed play is at least funny.
Yeah, spread that seed. That one Ent with his seed spreading ability is just he is wild.
Hardwood.
Hardwood the Ent. What is your name, good tree man? It's I'm Hardwood.
It's not every day a tree is hung from itself.
Yeah. Hardwood, you're dragging a branch on the ground. Oh, you don't want to touch that one.
My third leg.
Yeah. God damn it. If you want to know what we're talking about, go to the Parabellum eShop and just look at the trees. You'll see.
Take a good close look at some of the trees. And, you'll figure it out.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. I think we're good. I think we've explained Dweghom in its current iteration very well.
You picked the most dour motherfucker to do it. I know. Appreciate
you
it.
actually provided a lot of information, showed a lot of its power and ability and what it's actually doing, and we kind of discussed it in a deeper depth of what is actually going behind, under the hood or behind the scenes, behind the curtain, if you will.
Yeah.
Of fundamentally, Dweghom has not changed. You're still doing the same shit. So if you thought the playstyle would change at all, it hasn't. I'm okay with that, weirdly enough.
No one was asking for a playstyle switch, I don't think. We wanted Dweg to feel like Dweg. I would argue that fundamentally it is slightly different, at least in the sense of all these movement buffs and reinforcement increases have come together to create an altogether more in-your-face aggressive Dweg experience, I think, that even Goons pulled off in its way. Just because of the sheer density of stats that are coming at you that didn't exist before. But I would say on the whole, you're absolutely right. Like it's still Dweg. You just, like I said, you just have a bunch of busy work now that you're doing on top of it. Some people will like it, some people won't. But yeah, windshield wipe D4, I guess, and have a good time.
We were chatting before. You described it as the brain dead faction.
Yeah. As brain dead as everyone thought they were once upon a time. Yeah. They finally reached it. They've achieved the fucking the singularity of smooth brainedness.
The Memomancer cannot smooth the rock any smoother.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, thank you everyone for coming on and listening to this episode. Thank you, Bryan, for going through this entire document and also providing us your thoughts. They were great. I quite enjoyed them, to be honest. We have, what do we got here? We got join the BonkTable Discord, like and subscribe on the YouTube. You can listen to this on like Spotify, Podbeam, Apple Pod, wherever you get podcasts. We have Cassandra's BonkTable Twitter, and then we have Cassandra's secret Twitter. You'll have to find that on your own. And
the secret Twitter.
The secret Twitter. And yeah, I think we're good here. Thank you very much for joining us today. And hope everyone has a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.